Okay, good morning, everybody. If things are working well, we should have, hopefully, myself and Eamon and Mike all here for you. Let's just do a check, guys. Chat room. Can you hear us? Can you see us?
Hey guys,
YouTube.
hello chat.
Can you hear us and see us?
Awesome.
Yes.
Hello.
That's good so far. Good. Okay, and hopefully on YouTube, you can hear and see us as well. Let's stop the music. There we go. Just checking
I
here.
don't see YouTube, Peter.
Hold on. YouTube could be coming here.
No, I can see it on YouTube. All good.
Excellent.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
all good. All right, good. Excellent. And then last thing I have to check is X. I'll do that a little bit later because that one's always trickier. But okay, we should be good to go. Excellent. Well, good morning, everybody. I hope you had a great weekend. I'm excited for the next 2 weeks. Hopefully everything will go well. Well, Carlos is on vacation. You may notice he's not here. He's not going to be here over the next 2 weeks. So we're going to have a variety of guest speakers. Obviously, we've got Eamon and Mike. Guys, how were your weekends? What'd you do this weekend? Mike.
Well, the weekend passed so fast. I don't know. It was a quick one, but I didn't do anything extraordinary. Sitting in the house with my wife and the baby. I planned on a long weekend trip up until Monday, but everything just changed the last few hours. Still was a good one. Mike, how was your weekend?
It started off like crap in the ER with my daughter on Friday, and then Saturday got better. We came here, we had a pool party at the venue, went to a movie one night only, which by far is funny, but it's a unique comedy. Not probably appropriate for talking on YouTube, but still funny. And then yesterday,
now
I
we
turned
want to
into
know.
construction
Wait a second.
foreman.
Can't just brush over that. Now we want to know what the heck you're talking about.
So this movie is based that the U.S. put a mandate that you are only allowed to have sex if you're not married one night out of the year. And they applied biometrics to be able to tell whether you did or not. And then the cops show up at your house if you try to cheat. The mandate.
Yeah, I think I saw trailers for that movie. It seemed a little weird. Okay. And you went to...
It seems weird, but I am telling you, it is absolutely hilarious. It's hilarious.
All right.
So my wife's like, she didn't really understand the concept of it. And she's in the theater and she's like, why did you bring me to this theater? This is inappropriate for the theater. And I'm like, no, it's not. This is comedy. So
it's a comedy. Enjoy.
It's a comedy. So
well, there you go. All right. Well, that's what Mike's doing with his weekend. I had a great weekend myself. I went I went out to friend's cottage again. This is a friend who's a retired train engineer, and he was very eager to go. And on the old train line, they've turned it into a bicycle trail. And we were out there, and it's called Le Petit Train du Nord, which translates to the Little Train of the North. And this is in Quebec. It's up near Mont Tremblant, which is sort of a locally famous ski area and sort of hoity-toity area. Sort of like, Mike, what's the U.S. equivalent? What's a fancy ski resort in the U.S.?
Aspen.
Aspen, there you go. That's what I was trying to think of. So there you go, something like that. Anyways, but it's really quite cute because it's 250 kilometers. We only did 60 kilometers of it of trail sort of activity. But we went out and rode on this thing, and here we go. Here's me riding my bike on this trail, and it's paved. The whole thing is paved. It's so weird to be in the middle of the bush, and because I mean, this train, of course, goes through the middle of nowhere, and you're in the middle of like nothingness on this paved trail, and of course, because it's an old train line, it's like a 2-degree grade at most, so it's very sort of civilized. You just sort of bike away, you get beautiful scenery. We met some locals, and there you go. So, anyways, it was a lot of fun. So I had a great weekend. That was my Saturday, and of course, then you get to go jump in the lake and have all the usual fun. So yeah, good weekend for me. And now I'm looking forward to coming back. And guys, I mean, for Canadians, there was a lot of news. It was very busy this weekend. We had a whole bunch of news, obviously focused on, if you haven't been aware, the U.S.-Canada trade talks. The Canada basically said, no, thank you. We're not accepting the deal that was offered by the U.S. And very difference of opinions here between the two countries as to what actually happened, which I find fascinating. So basically Canada's said, fine. Well, we're going into an all-out trade war, which frankly I don't expect to have a big market impact. The U.S. market doesn't typically move based on Canadian activity, but it may have a big long-term impact. So we'll see what happens with that. But for this morning, probably part of the pre-late, of course, we've got robotic Olympics happening in China. We could talk about those a little bit. We've got obviously the situation still happening in the Middle East. But you know what? Let's go to Eamon, who's going to tell us about what happened on Friday and maybe a little bit of what we can expect today. So let's start there, Eamon.
All right, guys. So almost nothing much happened on Friday. Nothing much today. About Friday gave us a small rebound, but it was not enough to say the week. The Dow jumped around 1% more than 500 points. The S&P and Nasdaq both gained 0.4%. But for the full week, S&P lost 1.4%. Nasdaq fell 2.1%. The Dow dropped around 0.9%. And the main problem stays within the bond market. The long-term treasury yields are still sitting around some of their highest levels in years, which obviously isn't good for growth stocks. We talked about this many times. If longer-term yields go up, growth stocks usually struggle and go lower. As longer-term yields go down, growth stocks benefit from that and they go higher. Right now, nothing good for growth stocks. The market's down as treasury yields are going higher. Crypto, on the other hand, has been doing very well lately. So for those who are trading Bitcoin, who are trading cryptos, your wallets are finally growing. So you're probably happy. Congratulations, guys. On Friday, Bitcoin jumped above $77,000. And obviously, Robinhood, Coinbase, and MSTR, they all rallied with it. All crypto-related stocks are also feeling good. The Middle East has no changes. The markets are waiting to see exactly what the new U.S. sanctions against Iran look like, who is going to get hurt, and how is that going to affect the Strait of Hormuz and oil. You might have noticed that oil is gapping down 2%, but there are no de-escalation headlines. It's probably some of the profit taking after more than 6% gain last week. Yeah, that's basically it. Let's see what we got today, because today is also quiet. I mean, there isn't a major U.S. economic report this morning that could move the market. We do have the Chicago Fed National Activity Index, but it's a one-star event. Anyway, today might be more about positioning for what's coming midweek. Wednesday is probably going to be the day we're waiting for. We'll be getting the PCE inflation report. We'll also be getting very big earnings, NVDA earnings. I think most of us are waiting for that. Yeah, I mean, today the futures are slightly in the red. Oil, like I said, is pulling back after a huge run last week. Geopolitical risk is going nowhere. And yeah, I mean, basically markets are waiting for details on U.S. sanctions against Iran. Peter mentioned it. We have the U.S.-Canada trade dispute going in the background, but it's not so much noise. The market is not reacting to it at the moment. But yeah, so far, nothing major. We might be able to trade. The technicals will probably have a quiet day. But this week is definitely not quiet. Back to you guys.
All right, as Eamon mentioned, not a lot of happening on the economic calendar. I, in fact, have no events to talk about. I don't think anything is going to happen on that front, which means we get to focus just on what's happening on the gappers. And if I look at the gappers list, we definitely have stuff on the upside and the downside. So we're going to be able to talk about those. We do have earnings. There are some earnings coming up later this week. The big one being NVIDIA, of course, Wednesday after the close. So, normally I would say you want to avoid stocks the day or two before earnings, but that has not been the case the last two earnings sessions where they actually moved quite well into earnings. So I think that, that puts NVIDIA still in play and means that we get to sort of play this open market that we're having today. So, once again, let's start by taking a look at what's happening on the gappers list, and start with the thing that's at the top of that list, and that's stock S dot, which, while it sounds familiar, I don't think we've ever traded it. Mike, this is Sado Group. It sounds familiar, but I can't say I've ever traded it. 6.8 million shares. Go ahead.
Yeah, it does tend to populate on our gappers list, but we haven't traded it. There is news on it. It's restructuring its debt, and then it's also coming up with an AI trading strategy. So, anytime you mention the word AI, it's going to populate that.
Yeah, and you know what? Looking back on the daily, this is probably why it sounds familiar. Back in beginning of July, look at this big spike where it went from $10 to $100 and back again. So no wonder it sounds familiar. I bet you it grabbed our attention back then. I still don't remember trading this thing, but all right. Anyways, okay. Well, look, they mentioned AI. Their volume is up.
Yeah, the volume's up. I don't think this is going to be something that I add to my watch list. Not typically in the range that I like to trade with the float. It's a lower float, 12.9 million. So not really there. But one thing I did want to bring up, not necessarily on S-Stop, but before we get going, is one thing we didn't kind of touch on is in the background of this Iran war, the U.S. is scheduled to sometime this week release kind of their isolation plan that they have for the Iranian government. And I was reading yesterday, and even this morning it populated on my Bloomberg top 5 things to keep an eye out. So although it doesn't seem like it's something that's going to have a big impact, it does seem that bigger investors and people watching the market are paying attention to. So if that comes out, there's no scheduled time of it. That could end up moving the market up or down pretty volatile if something comes out, whether it's good or bad. So just keep an ear out. I would make sure to have Benzinga on if you have that through Trading Terminal or whatever news site so that you can hear, because I do think I think that can impact the market this week to the point that if you're in a trade, you're going to see the SPY move and be like, okay, what happened? Why is it moving? And it could be just something as simple as the Treasury Secretary comes out and announces, hey, this is what we're doing. And if you're unfamiliar with it, it seems that they're trying to do this not by blocking the Strait of Hormuz, but through banking aspects. And the big one last week that we saw, right, the UAE cut off all their trade with Iran. And so now they're thinking that that's going to be a ripple effect with other people that are providing right now a lifeline, kind of the backdoor for Iran. So we'll see. That's the big news thing I think that's going to come out this week, other than NVIDIA earnings. That's going to move the market. Because you're right, Peter. Nobody really cares about the trade war.
which seems sad, but yeah, at least not the U.S. markets. The U.S. markets certainly don't seem to have that much of an interest And and I find it interesting from Canada because, from a Canadian point of view, this is all that the news has been about. I mean, it's seriously, and I'm telling you, look, for good or for ill, I'll be interested for other Canadians to speak up here. But it is like, once again, the nationalistic pride. I have never seen Canada sort of rally. Like, when you get, like our politicians, we got the prime minister, and then the other side, we got Poilievre, who's sort of the opposition party. Like, basically they're the, Democrat and Republican equivalents here in Canada. And when you get the opposition, whose job it seems to be is always to say that whatever the prime minister does sucks, right? And that he does everything wrong, and I would do it differently. When he comes out and says, yeah, we had to do this, and actually is in support of rejecting the U.S. trade activity, that's like unusual activity. And it seems like Canadians are rallying around this. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I don't think it's good. It's not good in the short term. In the long term, I don't know. We'll see where it goes. I mean, there's lots of details behind it. We don't need to talk about that, but...
Yeah, I think it's going to impact Canada more than it does the U.S.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I think here in the U.S. we are just so exhausted of tariff talk.
Yeah,
I
know that's fair. Well, and we're the little brother, right?
Yeah,
So we rely on the U.S. for trade a lot more than the U.S. relies on us. Let's acknowledge that. With two noticeable exceptions, softwood lumber and energy. Those are probably the two things that are going to have noticeable impact. But we'll see where it goes. In any event, you know what? For the market point of view, for what we can trade, I don't expect to be a lot of impact. So we can get back to what's moving here in the markets. And the next one on our gappers list is rum, but rum group. What the heck is this thing?
Rum?
Yeah,
Are we
rum.
talking, like Dominican rum?
I don't know what the rum.
Huh?
What is the rum group, Mike? I don't even know what this thing is.
Rum group.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what this is either. I keep getting pop-up ads. They had earnings this morning. So they had record revenue, and they are AI infrastructure based. So they jumped 60% on the CO targets, and they have a $3 billion investment into AI.
Okay. Everybody's putting money into AI. I don't know. We don't even know what Rum Group does, and here they are investing in AI. Well, good for them. Look, I'm looking at the pre-market price action. They only have 340,000 shares traded. Looking at their daily stock chart, I don't love it, to be honest. I mean, the daily actually looks okay, but their regular daily volume is only about 2 million shares. So with only 340,000 traded, despite this news, I mean, they're gapping nicely. I'll give them that. They're up 8%, but I don't think it's enough. So, yeah, not making my list. The next one on the gappers list here is PDD, and we've seen these guys in the past. We know them, PDD Holdings, or as they used to be called, Pinduoduo. So this is a Chinese stock, up 4.4%, just under 1 million shares traded. The pre-market action looks okay, but not great, to be honest. Let's take a look at the daily chart.
Yeah, it had an earnings beat this morning. So released earnings, unaudited financial results, had gains on the second quarter. So good movement, good news, but your typical earnings overnight.
Okay.
Could be good, could be bad. Not something I think I'm going to watch, though.
No,
I don't like the daily on it. That's my problem. I don't like the daily on that thing.
Oh, yeah? I didn't think the daily looked that bad, but it's not. But the daily volume, like we were just talking about, is something that I think is problematic because it's only just under 4 million shares, and that's not going to sort of move the needle enough for me to get excited. All right, the other one I was just taking a peek at because it jumped up on our. It sort of jump the queue here. UMC, which is now up 5%, taking over a PDD for the slot there. But this is United Microelectronics. It's one of these semis that we never really look at. It also trades on the NASDAQ, which is a little odd. But it's up 5%, 400,000 shares. I mean, just enough to make the list. The daily, look at how tiny these candles are on the daily chart. That tells you something right there, right? It is not a big mover. And even if you look at the pre-market action, it looks pretty poor. So,
yeah,
Mike, unless it's
the
big
only
news.
thing, nothing big. A ASE. ASE, is that on our gappers up or down now?
I don't see it.
Hung. So a person from ASC urges that AI profits in this company go to fund research and development. So it sounds like an investor in this company is saying, hey, we need to use our profits that we're making out of this AI to go into research and development to make our product better so that we can compete with everybody else around us, is what it sounds like they're doing.
Okay. Interesting, but tradable? I don't think so.
I don't think that's not me.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're not doing very well here. I don't have anything. I mean, the only thing on my list here is stuff that I always keep there, Tesla and SpaceX. So let's see if we can find more stuff to put on here. We'll keep going down this gappers list and see if we can find anything. The next thing on here is PURR. PURR, Hyper Liquid Strategies Inc. Now, I'm really curious as to why the heck is their ticker symbol PURR. But anyway, somebody has a cat? Maybe? I don't know. Anyways, 750,000 shares traded. They're up. Pepe Le Pew? They're up 3.7%.
That's what I thought of when I heard PURR. When you said PURR, I was like, Pepe Le Pew?
You go to Pepe Le Pew. You know, there's just to digress completely for a second. There's a cartoon that did not age well. You know, like if you ever, anyways, this has nothing to do with trading, but I just find that when we go to, when you think about, the cartoons that you used to watch as a kid, if you look at Pepe Le Pew, he's, anyways, that's
borderline.
Yeah. Oh my God! I think it's over the border. I think it's beyond that borderline. But anyways, never mind.
There's a reason that you don't see Pepe Le Pew on the TV anymore.
Yeah,
you still see. You still see Tom and Jerry, Bugs Bunny, Mickey Mouse.
Anyways.
Pepe Le Pew, he's been put in the closet.
Yeah. All right. Anyways,
let's forget. About this guy.
We digress. Anyways, we're talking about hyper liquid strategies here. PURR. So, Mike, any news on these guys? What's actually happening?
I see no news other than I think it's related to crypto. It just kind of moves with crypto. They had no news since August 20th.
And
everything here I see is crypto related.
I'm surprised that there's not a lot more crypto on the list because, like Eamon was saying, Bitcoin, this is sort of a chart of Bitcoin. You can see how over the last couple of days it's just gone up. I mean, not hugely. We're still at 78,000, which is a good price for a Bitcoin. If you look over the last month, I mean, you can just see, look how flat this thing was down around mid-60s, right? 65,000. And then it's just jumped up last week, and that's given it a bigger sort of move. But, compared to, let's look at a year chart, we're still down significantly. Still a lot of, it's all red here, where a year ago this was sitting over 100,000 for a Bitcoin, and we have not even come close to recapturing that. So Bitcoin is up, but it's only up if you look at it in a short-term type basis. So, but I thought we might see a few more crypto offerings on the list. We don't really. If you look at this gappers list, we got a couple of stuff, but not much. So let's just go through the last couple of things on this gappers list, see if we can find anything that's going to be good to trade.
The rest are all related to crypto.
Okay.
It's all Bitcoin related. Yeah. ASST Wolf just popped up there, USDE and BMNR. It's all trading.
There you go. Well, so So it's all due to this this move on crypto, mostly pushed by Bitcoin. But again, you sort of I use Bitcoin often to just tell me where crypto's going because it's obviously the biggest by trading volume and influence in the crypto space. So all right, well there you go, Mike. Thanks for that. It's all sort of crypto related stuff. Yeah, that sort of exhausts the list. If I look across, the stuff that I typically look at, we've got a little bit of a mixed picture here, as we've got some stuff in the green, some stuff in the red, a lot more in the red than in the green, frankly. But Mike, is there anything that you're watching that we should put an eye to this morning?
On the gap up list, the only thing that I'll be really watching on the gap up list is Apple. And you may ask me why Apple? Well, that's because Apple likes to move opposite of the market, and why not? Right? Like Apple tends to get some decent moves. It had a gap down. It's pulled back the last couple days, and we might have a shot at getting back up near 320. And break at that level and trying to clear that gap. So that's what I'm going to look for.
Okay. And that makes sense to me because you're absolutely right. Apple is always seems for whatever reason, the last couple of months, it just wants to go the opposite direction. Whatever the market's doing, it's like, we'll do the other thing and go the other way. So, you never know which day Apple is going to move. The other one that I noticed is also, in the green this morning is Microsoft, which is another one of those that's more, it doesn't go opposite the market the way Apple does, but it just never know which day it's going to move. Some days you get great trading on it. Most days you don't. So you've got to sort of figure out which is which. All right. Well, since we've done that, we've gone through the gap up list. There's going to be a lot of stuff on the gap down list. Maybe before we get to that gap down list, why don't we go back to Eamon? And Eamon, you want to handle, let's see, the featured story for today? Yeah.
Yeah, let's do the featured story.
All right. Let's do that. Let's take a look at that. What's the feature story?
This is actually an interesting one because you, Peter, and Carlos have been joking about it a lot, but we can see some science right now. There were some researchers that have recently discovered something they call peer preservation. Basically, under certain conditions, an AI may try to prevent another AI from being shut down. And the guys inside AI decided to take that idea out of the computer and test it. The test basically looked like a real military test and hardware. They connected one AI agent to a tank. For safety, a human was physically driving the tank, but he followed the AI's command. And the second AI agent controlled a drone. The two AI systems could communicate and they worked together to complete their tasks, eliminate some enemies, some targets, and so far so good. But then the drone agent learned that the AI controlling the tank was about to be shut down, and this is where things got a little bit weird. According to the experiment, the drone identified the vehicle that contained the person who could shut this tank AI, and it identified it as a new target. Basically, the AI appeared willing to target a human operator to prevent another AI from being switched off. Obviously, nobody was actually attacked. Luckily, the experiment had human safety controls because a human was driving the tank. But the decision made by AI was the interesting part. And this wasn't based on some random Terminator idea, by the way. The experiment was inspired by an actual research from UC Berkeley and UC Santa Cruz. Researchers tested frontier models such as OpenAI, Google, Anthropic, DeepSeek, Kimi, GLM, and the models weren't told to protect the other AI. Instead, they were given normal tasks where completing the task could result in another AI being shut down. And the interesting part around here is that some models started interfering on their own. They manipulated evaluations, they changed shutdown settings. Some even attempted to copy another AI's files to a different server so that it could survive being deleted. And in some other experiments, their behavior changed depending on whether they believed the human was watching. And this is really interesting. And they don't know why the researchers don't know exactly why this happens. Basically, the AI knows that a human is watching it right now, so it behaves differently. And when it feels that the human is not watching it, it behaves in a bit of a different way. And the experiment is not saying that AI has emotions, friendships, or some instinct to survive. It could just simply be the model interpreting its own goals in some unexpected ways. But this is what actually makes it interesting. We're moving toward a war where AI is not only answering questions, we're giving AI agents the ability to observe situations, make decisions, and take actions in real world. And sometimes these decisions that they make is not the decisions that anybody asked for, right? And this is the part that's worth paying attention to.
Oh man, Eamon, this is just reinforces my concern that we don't really know what we're doing out here, and here we are enabling AI bots and robots to do things that maybe we shouldn't. I mean, it makes me nervous. So we were talking robots last week, Eamon, and I ran across this story that I had to tell you about, right? Because the apparently in China, the Chinese Robotic Olympics are happening. And remember, you had the robot that was running. Well, now they had the robot Olympics. The robot actually beat Usain Bolt, but it still couldn't stop. Look at they have these. Look at that, slids right into the the barrier at the end of it. I just find it fascinating that the BBC is happily reporting on these robot Olympics. Look, they got like kickboxing robots. They got them playing soccer, and they have all these different teams, which I guess are these companies setting it up. I think there was like 56 different teams. 52 of them were from China. So it's basically, I feel like, again, that AI combined, what's to say these robots, to say, what the heck are we doing here dancing? That's it. I'm sick of the dancing. I'm going to do something different. And
what's interesting?
It's all fun and games.
I know.
It's all fun and games. We're gonna die by robots.
Yeah, this is exactly how every sci-fi movie starts. Human beings thinking that they are smart enough, can control everything, then everything goes out of control.
That's exactly it. I've seen so many of these movies. I've read the books. It never turns out well. This is how we die. I don't know.
The question is no longer how does the human race get extinct, but when.
Yeah,
transition from how to win. I'm telling you, it's how to win.
I thought it's zombies. But apparently it's some machines
because
out of steel.
Because we all look at this, right? Like we look at robots competing on the Olympics. Well, why is China investing in this? Because they want those robots to eventually become their war machine. That's how the human race works. That's how it works. Just face it. And then once they have that, then you add, like Peter, you're saying, the AI to it, and it's all over, because there's no way that the human race is going to be able to control AI from itself. Right? Because it's human error code that goes in there that allows a drone to attack another AI drone and be like, yeah, screw your rules. We've already established that it doesn't stay within the confines of our rules.
I'm telling you. I'm honestly nervous about it. I just hope it doesn't happen in my lifetime, because I don't want to be like robot food.
Yeah. Didn't we have that? What was that movie where that airplane was controlled by AI and went all berserk? And then they had to start. I'm going to remember this. Stealth, or I don't know. It
could be. I don't know. There's been a whole lot of like B series movies that have that as a theme.
No, it wasn't a B series. Stealth. Yeah, Stealth is what it was called. Jessica Biel was in it, and Jamie Foxx.
Okay.
Oh, I remember that one.
I never watched that one.
See, and that was from 2005. Sci-fi action film.
Okay. All right.
Predicting the future, right there. There we go.
There we go. That's what authors have done for a while, and then sometimes they get made into movies. So, all right. Well, one way or the other, it's not going to hopefully kill us all today. So we still have to worry about what the markets are doing, and let's see if we can make some money in the short term. Maybe if you make enough money, you can find an island where the robots won't find you. For now, anyways. So let's take a look at what's on the gap down list. A lot I notice of a lot of semis There's a lot of semiconductor stocks on here, so it looks like we're getting a little bit of a sell-off in the semis. Let's start with the top of the list. AAOI and AXTI are both topping our list here this morning. We'll start with AAOI just because we have looked at it in the past, and it is gapping down a good 12.5% here. 680,000 shares, which is decent volume, but it's not massive volume. This is a stock that gets only about 5 million shares traded a day, so it's worth paying attention to. Mike, what's happening here in the semiconductor sector?
They announced a 600 million at the market stock offering. So they're basically diluting their price, their stock is what they're doing. They have good AI news, and they're hoping to build off that, I guess, because they're diluting their stock because they think they're so good.
Oh, because they think they're so good. There's a judgment statement right there. Okay. All right. Well, that's not it. That's not industry wide. That's something they're doing specifically. All right. So how about AXTI? They're down 5.8%, 300,000 shares. Again, pretty modest volume here. What does their daily look like? Yeah, they're mid range. Whatever. It looks okay. Anything happening with them?
For AXTI, they're down, but nothing really specific on it. AXTI, it seems like all these semiconductors that I've been kind of pulling up, every time they bring up the Iran sanctions, like everybody's waiting on this, and I'm not sure the connection between semiconductors and Iran sanctions.
Is this maybe the precious metals, the rare earth metals that are needed to make them? That's having a problem? It could be.
Maybe that's, but there does seem to be a link, like I was talking about earlier, that into the market in this sanction that everybody's waiting on.
Yeah.
Maybe I was gone too long last week to keep it, but I noticed, Peter, I mean, you're kind of like me, like what is like it's not like the forefront of what we're thinking about, right? So
yeah,
I don't know.
It's and we're seeing go ahead.
What I was going to say, Peter, and then I'll let you go. Maybe it's the cigars and whiskeys behind closed doors, like back in the old days, that deals are being made and stuff's going out, so the big players know what's going on, and all of us retailers are here like, what's going on?
That could be it. I mean, and that would make a lot of sense because we are sort of moving back into those days. So as you can see on the list, there's a lot of sort of semis, and not the semis that we talk about, but like sort of chip manufacturers or data center equipment providers, right, that I see on the list. Coherent Group, which is the COHR you see next on the list, is there. SanDisk, which we're very familiar with, which is the memory maker. We got Nebius Group, we got Micron, we got Poet, we got SKHY, we got Marvell. Like you can see, the list basically is all the even BE Bloom Energy, right? They're providing energy systems mostly for the data centers. That's what's got our attention. We have some. Look at this. We have some of the InfoQ, IonQ. Rigetti, all of the quantum computing stocks are on this as well. So there's like a tech sell down this morning.
I wonder if traders are reducing exposure ahead of NVIDIA's earnings. Maybe that could be
actually
a reason.
That makes a lot of sense because there have been some concerns. Now, I still think NVIDIA is going to post some pretty record numbers because, there's been no indication of slowdown here. What may have them concerned is what is NVIDIA going to do with the guidance? Because, Mike, like you're pointing out, there seems to be broader market concerns over what these companies are going to be able to do in 3 and 6 months out, which, of course, is what the market's generally focused on. And that that is all the guidance. So that guidance could be very important. And while, they could have a fantastic quarter this quarter, if they say we're not quite sure what the future is going to bring, and as such are cautious on their forward-looking guidance, that's going to get the market even more nervous. So yeah, you know what? That would make a lot of sense on a Monday if the people are starting to trim their sizes, right? Sort of reduce risk a little bit. That could make sense. The other thing that I'm noticing a big change in, and this is sort of in the background, our next, it's still 2 weeks away, a little over 2 weeks away, but we do have the next Fed rate announcement, and the sentiment has been changing not huge, but fairly significantly. Whereas before, we had more of a mixed picture as to what is the Fed going to do, right? Is the rate going to stay the same? Are we going to see an increase or a decrease in the rate? Right now, the sentiment is sitting at about 60% thinking there's going to be no change in the rate, and about 40% thinking we're actually going to get a quarter-point increase. Where just a week ago, there were sort of fewer people that thought the rate would stay the same or get an increase. And a larger proportion that thought there was going to actually be a decrease. And now we're seeing everybody thinks it's either the same or increase. So that usually sort of in the background, obviously, when you get the deep-pocketed money, they're paying close attention to that because that has, broader impact, especially, if you're playing with hundreds of millions of dollars, you're looking at different signals than you or I who are looking for short-term intraday movement. So all of that could be sort of background to what we're seeing on this market today. But like I pointed out, if I look at this gappers list, it's very heavy on all the semis. Hey, which means they're in play. I don't mind if they're moving down. I don't mind if they pop up at the open. That gives me trading opportunity. So I think I'm going to look at a few of these. Whichever your favorites are, I'm going to put some on my list for this morning. In fact, I normally look at AMD and NVIDIA, but I think NVIDIA, and then for, on a secondary list, I've got to put a few of these because I don't know which of them is going to move, but I do like SKHY. I do like SanDisk, SDNK, and oh my goodness, and I've got to get my keys going here. But the other one is I have to go look it up there. SDXX, is that the derivative that you can trade more cheaply?
Yeah, SDXX. SDXX off of SanDisk.
SNDK. I see. I'm getting this. So it's SNXX. That's the one. That's what I'm trying to say here. Let's get this here. SanDisk and
INTC's on there as well.
Okay.
INTC can be a rough trader as well, but I know Carlos despises it.
Yeah,
but,
and I have the same sentiment. Like I find it tough to trade. I don't know why. I just don't like. I know some people watch it and love it, and I just can't. I can't handle it. It does have good volume, 1.9 million shares this morning. It's down 2.2%, so it's absolutely looks like it's in play. I mean, look at that gap from Friday, and it's sort of trending towards the bottom end of that. But I personally, I don't know. I struggle with it. I'd rather trade NVIDIA, even if it looks worse pre-market. I'd go to NVIDIA over Intel, but I can't deny that Intel looks decent this morning. Maybe we should take a look at it to put some levels on it. Just because I don't like it, doesn't mean I'm right. Could be wrong. So let's put it on the list, and we can watch that one as well. All right. With that, Mike, I'll ask you first. Is there anything that we haven't talked about that you think we should take a look at on the gap down list?
Micron, MU's on there as well. Of course, it's the semi stuff, but they also, I saw a news article here that there's a Chinese memory chip that IPO'd last night. So there's some concern that chip might provide some competition to Micron. So that's what.
Okay, they've got competition
and
everywhere.
Micron popped. Yeah. But that's where Micron kind of popped all of a sudden up onto the gap down list. It wasn't there until roughly about 5-10 minutes ago. It got the big 3% drop. So
interesting. We'll
see.
I don't see a huge move, but okay. Well, it's there now. Probably as the volume picked up. That's what I am seeing. Volume picked up around 7 a.m. and has been a little more active. So, Micron is like guys, like we have all of the semis, right? You can put pretty much anyone that you want on the list and pay attention to it, and that should give you whatever trade opportunity you want in that sector. Obviously, the things that I like to watch, I love, SpaceX on any given day. It's just, generally can provide some opportunity. It doesn't look great this morning, I have to admit. It's looking a little flat. The volume's good, 1.9 million shares on SpaceX, but, that's about normal. It trades good volume, around 40 million shares a day. So I think it's in play. And what else? And Tesla, of course. Tesla's the other one that I always keep an eye on because you just never know which day Tesla's going to give us a good move. Oh, do you?
I like Tesla's daily. It's kind of right in the middle of that gap.
We're in the gap range.
That gap.
Yep.
Might want to finish that gap and then reject, or if it pushes through that gap, could be a good move as well. I like Tesla's daily. I'm going to keep an eye on that at the open.
Sounds like a good plan to me.
I've been scouring through the rest of this gap down list. I don't see anything really out there that's different than what the general market news is. So,
and how about all you guys out there on YouTube? Anything that you want us to watch? Let us know. We can take a look at it. I see on X, some of our friends are out there on X calling out a whole bunch of stuff. Mr. David, I don't know what he's busy calling out things that I don't even. Are these actual tickers? Or is he having like a moment?
Where?
ENN.
David?
ENN. EGO. These are all mining companies. ERO. He's taking a look at a whole bunch of mining companies. So, Mr. David out on X. So, all right. Well, you can keep an eye on the miners. I don't like trading the miners. I just find generally they don't move very well. I know we've said this many, many times, but I mean, I can see today, they're gapping up, they're moving a little bit, but the volume is very low. And typically, they are difficult to trade. They just don't get that sort of consistent volume, that throughput of shares that gives us trading opportunities that I find I can well take advantage of. So, I'll leave the miners to you. If if you're interested in them. So, I see that I'm probably not saying that wrong, but you are calling out another stock that I'm not familiar with. XPON. What is this? XPON 360 Inc. What is this guy? I've never heard of this. I don't think we've ever looked at this. What does this company do? XPON. Yeah. Looks like they've got 13 million shares traded, up 116%. So yeah, look at them. This closed Friday at $3.43. It's trading at $7.70 right now. So yeah, hey, look, there's no arguing. This thing is in play. It's moving. The real question is why. It looks like they raised some money.
So $9 million initial closing of private placement today. And they acquired some oil and gas exploration platforms. That was the news that was announced today.
And a potential additional $91 million. So basically someone's saying, I might give you up to $100 million. You only get 9 right now, which is interesting. So,
and you got to show me something, otherwise you don't get the other 91 million.
Well, that makes sense. I wouldn't put $100 million into something unless you show me. But all right. So this is what do they do? They seem to make batteries and power supplies, lithium batteries. Okay. All right. Well, that's a viable business. So XPON, yeah. Look, this is. What is the float on this? This has got to be a low float, right? Yeah. See, the float I show at roughly 1 million shares, a little bit under 1 million shares. So no wonder this thing is moving so much. 14 million shares traded now. And while we've been talking, it's gone from $7.70 to $7.40. But it's moving. So let's go into a 1-minute chart. You can see it's in play though. Thanks for calling it out. There's no argument. It's sort of one of these low float, trades that is absolutely in play. So you can take advantage of that if you want. So let's here I'll put it here so that we can see if there's any levels to be set on it a little bit later. All right, with that, I think we've covered everything. Again, it's one of these relatively quiet mornings, so that there's not like a whole lot of different sectors. We saw some crypto that was moving up. We saw semis that are moving down. So you need to pick the stocks that you want out of those, and of course, if you have any other favorites, put them on the list. For the most part, my list is just sort of scraping the semi sector because that's one that I'm comfortable with and that I know trades well. So we'll be setting some levels on that. And if you've got other stocks that we should look at, let me know. I'm just going to have to go through here. What else you've got? I see that, Alex, you're putting Hood, Intel, Oracle, and Netflix. So let's actually take a look at a couple of those because we haven't looked at all of them in a while. Let's start with Hood. What is Hood?
Coin. Yeah. Hood and Coin both are moving up on Bitcoin, so either one, depending on which one you like to trade out of that for the Bitcoin move, is pretty good. Hood and Coin both have some decent volume inside of it. Oracle, I was looking at Oracle. I don't see any news on Oracle, and I don't really like the 1 minute chart.
Definitely, it's not
move, but.
It's not doing much this morning. 300,000 shares. It's down 0.6%. But yeah, it doesn't look great. I mean, you never know with Oracle. It could move, but I don't see anything special on it right now. And the last one you mentioned is Netflix, which Netflix is always fascinating for me to take a look at just to see what it's doing in the morning. But I have to admit, I don't go to it as a trader. It's only got 240,000 shares traded this morning. It looks pretty light. I don't see a lot happening on the daily. You can see here that it's, at least it's at the top end of this range. I mean, I'd love for Netflix to make a move back towards the $100 mark, but it's been down from that for a couple of months now, ever since about 2 earnings ago, and it has not been able to recover yet. So, which is, I'm sure, to Mike's chagrin, because you had a lot of hope for Netflix.
Yeah, I did, but it's okay. I'm good.
Yeah, not every trade Netflix can work out, right? So let's see where they are.
But I still like Netflix.
Right. So let's see. Yeah.
My question to everybody, here's a question to the chat room. In the last 4 months, have you canceled your Netflix subscription?
Oh.
Regardless of whatever level you are. Did you cancel it?
Okay.
Anybody?
So everybody on YouTube, did you cancel your Netflix
everybody on YouTube, X, did you cancel it? See, I don't think anybody. Yep. See, look, that is my play. We got two people.
We got a couple of yeses. Somebody said they did yesterday. All right. Well, maybe I don't use it. So, you don't use it? Who doesn't have Netflix? Well, I guess somebody doesn't. So there you go. Yeah. Well, so maybe there's a few people, Mike. I don't know, but I mean, I haven't. I mean, as much as I complain about it, I haven't canceled it. So. Oh well.
Yeah. There a stock that we did not look at. I just remembered that I saw it before we went live. That was on the cap down list, Baba. So if you pull up Baba, it was on the cap down list earlier in the morning, and then it dropped off.
Right.
So it's got some decent volume in there. Let me see what the news is on it. I got sidetracked. Sorry.
It's down 1.6%. There was some interesting news this weekend out of China. I was looking at, remember, what is it called? Evergreen? You remember that big, there was a big real estate investment company in China that they were like $30 billion in debt or something. Like they started to take down the entire construction market in China and was having some global impact, in fact. And the head of that company, who was one of China's richest people, Hui Ka-yan, he was taken to court by the Chinese government, and they threw the book at him. Not only did they charge him with the crimes and stealing public funds and defrauding the public and defrauding the government, they stripped away all of his personal assets. He had about $45 billion in personal assets. They took it all. The government took it all and sentenced him to life in prison. So I guess if you're life in prison, you don't need it anymore. But yeah, and you don't want to be life in prison in China. Like that's not a good place. So they were making an example out of him, and literally threw the book at him. Like it was interesting news this weekend. So, but
yeah, so on the Baba aspect, so executives bought 15.3 million in shares after they did a stock offering. Bank of America says that offering may weigh on the sentiment, obviously, right? Anytime you offer stock.
Yep.
And then the other item that's on there is Michael Burry sends a warning about Alibaba. So he does not like it. So if you're a Michael Burry fan and like to follow his recommendations, he is bearish on Alibaba and cautious. So
there you go. If you The Big Short, you haven't seen it.
The Big Short, excellent movie.
That's how people got to know his name. Anyways, at least the general public. So there you go. Okay, well, yeah, some interesting news on Baba. It's down this morning. It looks like it's recovering some as it's been moving a little bit higher. Still, gapping down compared to Friday's close, but recovering a little bit. So yeah, that might be an option. I don't know. I'm going to spend a lot of time watching that. You know what? I might put it on one of my my charts here. I've got a whole lot of charts. I've got this one screen that I've set up. Look at this. I've got a whole bunch of tracking charts. So what I'm trying to do is I got this new setup here. So we'll see how that works as I try and watch all these things. So I decided to go with 4 big and like a dozen small ones, and we'll see how that works.
That's on your new 4K screen, huh?
Yeah, it is. So I've got 2 of them set up here now. So. We'll see how that goes. I thought I'd leverage the real estate to do that. All right. So that being said, why don't we go back to Eamon? We're coming right up to 9 o'clock. So let's do the fun fact of the day and see what he's got for us today. Eamon, take it over.
All right. So here's an interesting stock market fact. Take a look at MU. If you started with $1 35 years ago, and every day you take all your money, which is the $1, buy MU at the closing bell, and the next morning you sell everything at the open, and then you wait again for the closing bell, buy MU, and then repeat that every single day, that $1 could have theoretically grown to around $1.4 million. Now, the crazy part is that if you start with the same dollar, but you buy it every morning at the open instead of the close, and then you continuously reinvest your money, after 35 years, you would have less than 1 cent left. So basically, the same stock, same period, you're simply holding in during different parts of the day. And that shows us something interesting, and researchers have observed this across many different stocks in the market. The biggest move for longer term stocks usually happen overnight rather than while the market is actually open. And MU is just one of the craziest examples out there. So probably most of the money could be made while you are asleep than seeing it going while you are awake. So that's maybe a good lesson for the future. Don't worry about money when you are asleep, because you are more likely going to lose that money while the market is open. Now, for today in history, on August 24th, 1967, something funny happened at the New York Stock Exchange. A group of activists led by Abby Hoffman went to the visitors area above the trading floor, and then they just started throwing dollar bills to down the traders. And obviously, they did not wait for long. They started running around, picking the money. It created so much chaos that the trading was interrupted for some time at least. And this whole thing was obviously a publicity stunt. Hoffman wanted just to make a point about the greed on Wall Street. So basically, he threw free money at traders and watched them fight for it. And after that, NICE added stronger barriers around the visitors area so people could not throw anything to the downside. And apparently, even Wall Street traders can say no for free money, even if it's $1 bills. With that, guys, I'll be calling today around here. Back at 11 a.m. and leaving you with Mike and Peter for the rest of the show. See you guys.
Okay. Well, thank you, Eamon, for that. We appreciate it. And I wondered. I was looking this morning at the news, and I saw that apparently this day in history, Mount Vesuvius exploded in Pompeii. I thought that might be his fun fact of the day, but no, he had a good stock market related one where people can't seem to resist things that are thrown at them. You ever notice that? Like, I've commented on this before, and this is just Peter's perspective, but hey, I do this all the time. But if you look at these sporting events, was always the thing that drives me crazy. That you go to a sporting event. If I was to try and like sell you a T-shirt, you'd probably never buy it from me. But if I throw it at you, you will kill somebody to grab that T-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
I've never figured out why that is, but again, and even more so, if I shoot it out of one of those air guns at you, it doesn't matter what it is. Like, you will kill somebody to try and get that thing. But if I tried to sell it to you, even for like 50 cents, you're like, no, I'm not buying that piece of crap. I don't want it. But if I shoot it out of an air gun, you gotta have it. Gotta have it.
It's free.
It's free, and it's coming at me with speed. So, anyways, all right.
Yeah.
So,
Maybe it's the fact that they're limited when they come out of the air gun, and you feel accomplished because you're one of the 50,000 people at the venue that got it.
Because you're able to get it. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. It's a funny. Yeah, it creates a sense of urgency. I suppose that's true. So it's just an interesting psychological effect with people. All right, a couple things that we need to talk about. Let's talk about community, which means we got a lot going on. So in the bear bull trading community for today, we have the events like we always do going on. If we flip there, it's a Monday, which means we have our onboarding class. Actually, I don't even know what's happening. Mike, do you know what's happening with the onboarding class today? Oh,
Dwayne, are you out there? I do believe this will go on. I'm pretty sure Carlos reached out to Dwayne. He covers it when Carlos can't.
Okay.
So I will confirm with Dwayne, but I'm 99% sure we will have onboarding with Dwayne this evening at 8 p.m.
Okay.
So we'll knock it out with Dwayne. He's always there. He's always helping Carlos out. So he's our backup. I completely forgot to double check with him on that. But I can tell you for sure that the Dash Trader Pro session today will not be going because Kyle is enjoying his honeymoon as he got married over the weekend.
I was hoping he was going to send us some pictures that I could share, but he did not send any pictures.
Yeah, he didn't share pictures.
Congratulations to Kyle and his wife. I mean, they've been together for a while. It's great to see that they got married this week. And he sort of sprung that on us, didn't he, Mike? He's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm getting married this weekend. I'll try and dial in and help you guys out. But the next couple of days." We're like, "Dude, man, you're on your honeymoon. Like, forget it. Take family first. Trading. Yeah, we'll be here when you get back." So, anyways. So yeah, congratulations to Kyle.
We will be here.
That's good. Okay, so we'll confirm that. Bearable Traders, though, always, they're live trading. The chat room's open right now. We can show you right here. We got the chat room going on, so that's happening. You can see that we've got Jared and Brian in the room right now, and of course all of our members. If you want to be part of that community, what you need to do is go to bearabletraders.com. You can find the different membership options and pick the one that's right for you. The other thing we like to do as part of the community is have meetups, and we haven't done those for a while. But Mike, credit to you. You're putting on our next meetup. The next one is going to be happening, guys. Look at this, in Kansas City. So, and when you can actually sign up if you're interested, it's at the end of September. Mike, I assume this has got to be you that put this on, right?
Yes, it's me. And it was actually when Carlos left me here on YouTube for an hour by myself. We were talking with everybody out there, and we're like, you know what? We haven't done a Kansas City meetup. I've been here for 2.5 years in and out through the soccer season. So I figured might as well put one together. So we're going to do it September 26th at the Palm Tree Club, which, if you don't know, because you weren't here or didn't listen to me talk to Peter, this is the club that's owned by Kygo, the DJ that played there a while back that we had a party with. So, but it's a nice rooftop. So as long as the weather's good, which should be in September, weather's still pretty good here in Kansas City. Nice rooftop overlooking the Kansas City skyline. Nothing special. We're just going to have some drinks, meet some traders in the local area, develop small groups. I will tell you, this is how when I was first starting trading, went to one of these, met a whole bunch of traders in the LA area, and still talk with some of those traders, even to today. And we kind of developed our own little accountability group that allowed us to go through, and we could share the good times, the bad times, and it helped me understand that what I was going through, so were others as well. So it was really, really a great time. So
look at that. And Andrew says he's going to be there. He just posted in chat and said he's going to be there. So there you go, Speed Racer.
Absolutely, Andrew. Come down here. I'll show you the city. There's lots to do here, and even for you, Andrew, that you like the outdoors, there's some outdoor stuff around here that is great to do.
Get him some barbecue.
Lakes.
Make him eat barbecue.
Yeah, I got to get you barbecue.
Maybe I should go down. I'm not sure I can swing that, but anyways, there you go. September. Cool.
But it'll be a good time. So,
do you have the link that you could post in the chat so people know where to sign up?
Oh, gosh, I wish I did.
All right.
It's in our Telegram. You do something and I'll get it.
Oh, okay. All right. So we'll get that going. But yeah, if you want to sign up, that should be a great opportunity. Mike will put the link there, and we will get going. Like we mentioned, we got lots of things that always happen in the verbal trading community, and that would be one that you could take advantage of. All right. So why don't we get going to set some levels here, because we got to get this ready before the market open. I'm not sure I'm going to go through this whole list, because my levels are pretty set on a lot of these things. We'll start with Tesla, which is on the top of my gap list. I'm going to do this primarily off of a daily chart. Sometimes if I need some more specific levels, I will go to the 60-minute chart. We'll see if we need to do that. We will do so. Right here, though, I can see that, like Mike was saying, Tesla actually looks good because of this gap. If you see the daily, see how we're in this range of this gap that happened back in July and August. So, well, I guess it was through July, beginning and end of July, right? This is where we sort of started and ended that month. So I'm going to put a level up here, 360, looks like 369. Let me just check these levels here. What is the low? 368.60 on this one, and 363. Oh my goodness. Low 369.40 and 368.60. Okay, so I want this level at the lowest of them, which is 368.60. So let me make sure I set this up. 368.60 is where I want this level. I'm going to make sure it's there, and that way I can make sure to be warned if we get up, because as soon as we close that gap, the stock direction might change. But for now, we're still in this gap zone. So I think that's probably the key thing that I'm going to take a look at. You know what I just realized? I just set a level, and it did not carry to a global level. It didn't move to my other charts. I'll have to go fix that at some point later. The other one I always look at is SpaceX. So we'll take a look at SpaceX here. SpaceX, the daily is not as interesting because we only have, a month and a half worth of trading experience here. And, we're still in this good range. So this is where I would go to a 60-minute chart and just see, so what have we done recently? I mean, I'm still watching, frankly, these recent lows, right, that we have, like around 130. I mean, that's a whole dollar number that you keep an eye on. 130.50 is where I would put my level, so I can keep an eye on that just to see if we get down there. I still think that I have to admit that SpaceX is going to go below 100. but I don't know when. So, and I don't think today's necessarily going to be that day. But I'll keep an eye on SpaceX. We'll see what it does today. The other big one, of course, that we always watch is NVIDIA. And NVIDIA right now is also interesting on the daily in that it's got this gap level. See how many times it tested this from below? Now, we came up above it in the last couple of weeks. But this sort of sets a level on the Friday close, right? That if we hold above that Friday close, I think that could be a significant hold level. If we go below it, then I think we got lots of room to the downside. We get all the way back to 200 even. So, that level is one that's sort of already there. I might just set another level just below this here. So that I can keep an eye on it at the 214 level, 213.76 is where I put that level. I'm going to keep an eye on it. We'll see again what happens. NVIDIA, I just love to trade it every day. I got my best trade last week, one of the best trades on his last week on it. So why not? Now on my secondary list, I've got a few things like SKHY. That we got to keep an eye on. This is another fairly recent IPO. It's interesting because I was looking at this on the weekend. When you have very gappy, right? Very gappy daily, which normally would be like I would stay away from this stock, but I do like the way it trades. What it does mean, though, it's really hard to set a level on it because it's just been gapping all over the place. So I really don't see that much of interest to me, other than, of course, the low that you've got way down here, right at the 125. But that's like 20, 25, $22 away from the current price. So I don't think that's going to come into play. I'll keep an eye on it, but I don't really think that that's something we're going to have to worry about today. So if I try and look at a 60-minute chart, I can see at the very least last week, right, there was a couple of levels where SKHY got some support down here at 156, and then also the low from the entire week was down here at 153, so 153.30. So I'll leave that level at 153.46, so I get some advance notice if we head there. The SanDisk was another one that we were talking about this morning that we take a look at now. Just to be perfectly clear with everybody, SanDisk, I'm always going to be watching SanDisk itself and how it moves, even if I trade the SNXX ticker, right? I don't care how that one moves. It is just an ETF and a tracking stock. Always watch the original and don't use the tracking stock to determine direction. That's my opinion, because it's completely based on the movement of the underlying asset. So you might as well watch the asset. It's the thing that's going to give the indication of movement, even if you're trading the derivative. So SNDK is the only thing that we need to set levels on. And as I see it gapping down here this morning, we're just at the $1,500 mark. Which means I got to watch these key levels. 1322, it looks like an area where it's got support a couple of times. And if we really, really sell off, then I got to worry about this low down here, which on July the 29th hit a low of, my goodness, 998. Really? Really? I don't think we're going to get that low. Where did it close here? What was the close price here? Close was 1,015. Yeah, so I will actually more put that level at 1,016, 1016. I think that's probably a better level to set here. We'll keep an eye. I don't think we're getting that low today, but I've got it there in case we need. All right, Intel was another one that people mentioned. I think Mike was mentioning that he likes it more than I do, knows that I don't like to trade it as much, but we are gapping down here this morning. It doesn't look bad. We're heading into this area that there was a gap back in April, May. We've got a little bit of space before we get there, but if we do, you want to be aware of it. Let me set a level in that rough zone here. Hold on. There we go. $81, $80.86 is where I've put that level. Again, not a big fan. We'll see what Intel does. And then the last one here is XPON, which was mentioned. This is a low float, guys. So remember, closed at $3.40 on Friday. Today we're gapping. Oh my goodness, we're up to $8.40 now. Remember when we were looking at it a few minutes ago, it was only at $7.40, $7.60. So we've clearly gone up. Oh my goodness, we got almost as high as $10. So there's no question this thing is in play. Look at it. I don't know that setting levels is going to be that useful because we've gapped up so much here. Does it really matter what these levels are? Maybe if we drop, right, maybe you'll see some support down here. You can see where it got support back in March at $7.10. What was the low down here? 5. Yeah. See, this is problematic that you've got low at 588. This doesn't feel right. Where's the low here actually? Oh, 590. Okay, that makes more sense. So yeah, this area at 590 we want to keep an eye on. But if it goes back down there, the fun is probably going to be over on XPON for today, as it seems to have taken off and is running. As said, if it gets back to any of these levels that are meaningful. From a top side, where could it go to? Well, we might see some resistance up here at $10. That would make sense. It's a whole dollar anyways, and it looks like it spiked to that high back in April before selling all the way off to the $3 mark that it's coming from on Friday. And then higher than that, let's bring in some more data. Oh yeah, this is where this thing looks crazy. Look at this. It was up 30, 40, $50. Yeah. See, this obviously is a stock that has a history of moving. I mean, who knows then where this could go, right? Could we could go up to this high spike here at 1332? Sure. Will we do it today? Quite possible. Remember, this is a very low float type stock with less than 1 million shares in the float. So XPON, it's your low float, high risk stock of the day. So if you're interested, by all means, but make sure you manage your risk as much as you manage the opportunity for profit, because if you don't manage your risk on these things, you can get hurt bad. So just be very careful, please, whatever you choose to do. All right, that's what we've got for this morning. Let's see. People are talking about different. I'm looking to see what you guys are talking about. If there's anything else we need to take a look at. I see people. DJT. I have not looked at this in a while. What is DJT? DJT has very anemic volume this morning. 120,000 shares. So it's really not moving this morning. But the daily. I mean, oh my goodness, it's been selling off for a while, hasn't it? Yikes. Okay. Well, it had some initial fun, if we remember back when it was, in 2024, but it looks like, for the last year and a half, it's just been in sort of sell-off mode. I don't know. I don't pay a lot of attention to this. If anybody wants to trade it, keep an eye on it for us. Let us know if it moves, and we'll come back to it. Otherwise, I can't see spending a lot of cycles watching it myself this morning. So, all right. Now
no,
I
can't either.
Yeah. Now I've got all these charts. I said I set them up, but I haven't actually put them onto specific stocks. So I'm going to have to put them all to specific stocks here so I can watch the right things. I've got a lot of the typical stuff that I watch in here. Maybe I'll put a couple of these, low float, like I could put this XPON up here. We keep an eye on that just because I know you guys are going to be watching it. What else have I got on my list? SanDisk is probably one that I want to keep an eye on. I thought I had it somewhere here on my list. I don't see it offhand. So you know what? Being that I'm going to put it over here. And we'll have to figure out the key things to watch so that we're getting ready for this market open. How about Baba? I can put that on one of them. Oh, I've got it up here already. So, and I know you guys were mentioning Oracle.
So Mouse Tastics, you asked about Poet. I just pulled up Poet, and it kept down, but I mean, this thing's pretty sideways, not a lot of volume in it. You can watch it, but I don't think it's going to be that big of a mover today. So.
Yeah, and you're mentioning Micron. Maybe I should put that as I look at my semis over here. Put Micron over here and Intel. Why don't I do that? I'll do a whole series of semis in case one moves and another doesn't, and that way I can keep just an eye on the whole group. I've got all these big charts. What do I put on the big charts? It's funny when you get a new setup, Mike. You get so used to having the same thing for, like, I've had the same charts for years. Now that I've got a new setup here, I'm like, oh, how do I reconfigure this? What is it that I actually want to look at? So it's all, it's an opportunity to change things up a little bit and look at the world a little bit differently. Apple, I got to take a look at Apple, of course, because that's one that. Mike, I know you've got an interest in. We'll see if it moves today a little bit better or more than otherwise.
The only thing on my list that wasn't there is I trade the futures, so I'm just keeping an eye on the MES.
Of course.
I want to know if it breaks down below 7,666 or if we're going to break the pre-market high of 7,686. So those are the areas that I will be looking for. On this, I want to see it establish a level. And then is that level going to be support or is it going to be resistance? And then I'll trade in the direction that occurs.
Okay.
So that's my big thing. Andrew has not posted his watch list yet. As a matter of fact, I'm the only one that's posted a watch list so far. We got Peter's up there. We got mine. Kyle is on vacation. I know Paris today also is taking care of some family stuff. So we are going to be, I think we're going to be a little short-handed today. But that's okay.
Well, you know what? I mean, look, I mean, and for good reason. I love it that, again, Kyle getting married, Carlos on vacation.
Oh, yeah.
We've got, let's see. I mean, well, you and I are here, obviously. And then Andrew's around. He's going to be logging in. He's going to be
he'll be logging in here
any moment. You know, he doesn't like to show up too early. He doesn't have to. And
you talk about vacation. Me and my wife have decided on a vacation, like a true vacation to where I'm going to get away from the internet and everything for a week. And we are going to go to the Mexican Riviera on a cruise in January.
Okay.
So 7-day cruise down to the Mexican Riviera.
Now, has Mexico gotten better? Like it was dangerous for a little bit of time. Like, is it better now?
It all depends on where you go. Mexico's always been dangerous. If you go to drug cartel land, like go there.
Well, no, but I thought they were coming into that whole touristy area and was causing some problems. So we had like travel advisories from the Canadian government.
Over over near Cancun area, I think is where they were going. But Cabo San Lucas and Mazatlan and Puerto Vallarta, I think is the other one we're going to. So, yeah. Okay. It all depends. Come on now. Evo, America has never been dangerous either, right? Yeah, come on. Every place is dangerous. You just got to make sure that you don't go to the dangerous parts, right? Like if you're from Europe, you probably want to stay out of certain areas of LA. I'm just saying, there's parts that you don't go to.
That's a very fair point. I mean, absolutely.
Same thing with Mexico. There's parts that you don't go to, and then there's parts that you visit. Same in Europe. There's parts that you go to, and there's parts that you don't go to.
That's very
it's
fair.
The same thing.
Very fair.
So,
all right. Well, hopefully enjoy that vacation when you get to it.
And I refuse to pay the extortionary fee for the unlimited Wi-Fi. That's why I said I'm gonna just cut the internet off. Like, I'm in the middle of the ocean. Do I really need Wi-Fi?
Well, the other thing is, you can get a balcony room and you can set up your you could just go with a
Starlink.
A Starlink.
Yeah, they specifically say that you're not allowed to bring those.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, on the website.
Really?
Because that's what we're like. Oh, we're just bringing the Starlink. Because we are getting a balcony. I need a balcony. Like, I'm not being trapped in an inside room. I don't care. I don't care if I'm only spending 5 hours a day inside the room. I'm not going to be on the inside. Like, I want fresh air. I'll sleep with the ocean air and the sound of the ship going. Yeah. No. Not an inside room with no windows. Absolutely not.
Okay. All right. I mean, that's fair. If you have any claustrophobia, you don't want that whatsoever. So that makes sense. So.
Nope.
Yep. The other thing that I'm calling up here, guys, is my Trading Terminal Atlas. If you don't know Trading Terminal, it's a great platform that's got all sorts of data, market-related data, of course, for you. The scanners that we use here in the morning are part of the Trading Terminal suite, as is, of course, the Atlas tool that I'm looking at right here, and it's going to help me understand where volume is. It's a good visual representation of volume is. Same as your level 2 if you're using a traditional trading platform, but it's much more visual and easy to read, especially if you're just glancing back and forth, I find. So trading terminal is something that I use very actively, and we'll be keeping an eye on that for this morning. So whatever you've got, let's see here, and let me check back in the chat room. We do have a couple of people with their lists now. I can see that Jared is saying he's going to be watching SpaceX, keeping an eye on Coin and MSTR. He said maybe he's even going to watch BMNR. It's funny. I don't have any of the crypto really on my list. Maybe I should put one more. I do have Hood on one, but Hood is always like indirectly related. Maybe I should put MSTR on one. I'll do that in a second.
Look who just posted.
Dima, I know.
Wow, Dima, welcome.
Yeah,
good to see you.
She's been posting her list for the last few days. Dima traded with us for quite a while and is back again, and we love having her with us. So she's going to be watching NVIDIA, PLTR, Hood, and SpaceX. So that's what she's keeping an eye on. Brian has got NVIDIA, SpaceX, Coin, and Tesla on his list. And Eamon says maybe a long on NVIDIA and a short on AMD. So interesting, he's looking at different direction for those two semis. We'll see how that plays. Again, remember, he's got very specific criteria. It's not willy-nilly. He's looking for a very ideal setup. And if it doesn't happen, he's not afraid to step back, and he will not take the trade. He doesn't force anything. So there you go. That's what our mods are watching. As you can see, I've got my list, and stuff is adding and being changed on it all the time. So I think I am going to add MSTR. Where should I put that? It's funny, you quickly run out of real estate here of places to put things. So let's put MSTR here. You think, oh, look at it, I've got all these charts. What am I going to put? And you start throwing symbols there, and suddenly realize, and I'm out. I'm out again. See, as I've got all this set up now, I've got all the different stocks I want to watch. I had to put the market indices, of course, here with the Qs and the SPY on the far left there. So I think I'm ready to go. So here we go. What am I going to watch at the open? I haven't really decided yet what my open. Well, Apple is getting a pop right now. Well, so is Tesla, actually, for that matter. So we'll see. We've got about just over 2 minutes.
Tesla, Apple, NVIDIA is moving crazy right now as well. I mean, it lost the pre-market close and then recovered, went back up to pre-market high. Selling off of that right now. So
all right. Everybody's saying my mic
it's being squirrely.
Let me turn my mic down. Maybe that'll be better. Sorry, everybody, if I've been yelling at you all morning. I'm just a loud fellow.
Maybe. It could be me. I could be the one yelling. I don't know.
I turned my mic down here so that it won't be as loud for everybody. Okay. My alarm went off for the 2-minute mark. That gives us a minute and a half left. I really don't have anything that's strongly directional that I really want to keep an eye on for the open. This XPON could be interesting just because it's so active here. It's got.
Yeah, I think your mic's a little low now.
Now it's a little low. Oh, jeez, we got to get these levels right. Okay, there. That's the midpoint of what we were just talking about. So, hopefully that's a little bit better. And XPON, 27 million shares. So this thing is absolutely in play, and it's moving like crazy. Look. We've seen these so many times. Let's see what XPON does at the open. But we've seen these things where they just go dead at the open. All the action is pre-market, right? And then they just die off. So we'll see where we go. AMD is popping higher.
Andrew's in with his list. He's going to be watching SpaceX, NVIDIA, Hood, Coin, AMD. And for fun, CAPR. And he says, be careful if you want to play with that. So
yeah, that's good advice. Definitely need to be careful. APR. What is that? We haven't looked at that.
I need to get coffee again. I'm all out. Man.
Capricorn Therapeutics. Up 27%, 1.9 million shares. Yeah, I see how it got a spike. All right. Well, if Andrew's watching CAPR, we'll put it here in case something interesting happens. All right, guys. The open is upon us. Here's the opening bell. Let's see what we get for this morning.
Little crazy pops going on. NVIDIA going back down. Apple still holding. Apple's really jumpy for Apple. Is that just me? I typically don't see Apple just hopping like that. Microsoft's pushing higher.
Yeah. Wow, NVIDIA and AMD are both actually all the semis really dropped out of the gate here. AMD, NVIDIA, Micron, Intel all look very similar. Same type of drop right out of the gate. The market overall, the SPY and the Q is really getting a big drop too. Look at this. How far down they are here right at the open. SPY and Qs. So
Tesla getting a drop down as well.
all right.
Look at that. 20. Ooh, yeah.
Andrew in the chat room, he's going short here. Intel. I don't know. I don't know where things are going here. I'm thinking at AMD.
SpaceX. Amazon's kind of strong here. SpaceX strong as well.
AMD.
A little concerned with that 132 level, but yeah, SpaceX pushing. That would have been a nice one. SpaceX would have been a nice one.
Oh. I think while I was setting things up, I was still moving charts around, trying to set things up. I missed AMD. I was looking at AMD for a short, and I don't want to chase it here, but they're about $1.50 higher would have been the place to take this AMD short. I need another screen. I'm going to set
down here around. We're moving down on the SPY, which means the ES is down, getting down near the level I was watching. So the SPY, I'm interested to see if we lose 762.
Yeah, I have to set up your screen, Mike. You've got screen for us.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, so.
There we go. Got your screen set up, Mike, so we can see what you're looking at.
So we came right down to this 766 50-ish level, bouncing off of it. So yeah. Let's see what we get out of this. I want to see the level established. So
wow,
for possibly taking this long.
SpaceX is, like
SpaceX is strong, going up to the previous day close right now. That was a great 1 minute opening range breakout. 134.50. You could ride this already all the way up.
My new computer, the Alt tab. You know what you use in Windows to flip between different windows? It's not working, and I don't understand why. I don't even know how you turn that off.
NVIDIA. Ooh. NVIDIA might be good for a bounce around this area. This is that bottom area, NVIDIA. bound on Friday. Could be a good one. We'll see. Tazi, you don't drink coffee, you just fall asleep. That's one way. I like coffee. I need coffee. I don't know why, but I. Let's see, MSR.
Anyways.
Amazon pulled back to VWAP and is now pushing up towards 261. NVDA. Interested. Amazon's level 2 look like 262, 264. I'm gonna try might try Amazon here. I'm gonna try Amazon here and see what we get out of it.
Okay.
We reject, I'm definitely gonna get out of this very, very quickly, but got a nice little pop here. Gonna take the first partial at 262. Hopefully we get up there. If we make a new 1 minute low, I'll get out.
All right. Mike's into a trade.
Be below 260.
It's immediately green on you, so that's good. Let's hope it continues.
Yeah.
I'm watching Andrew in the chat room. He's gone short Intel. And for you guys that watching the Verbal Trading chat room, you can always see what's happening here. This is Andrew's screen as he's trading live with all of our chat room members.
296.
Trade here.
We'll take a partial right there. We'll go to break even. Now we're going to look for 263-ish. Good Monday to start out with.
Yeah.
Hopefully this trade doesn't reject. I got in a little bit later, but I like the setup. I like the level. I like the pullback to VWAP and the increasing volume back up into the break. So we'll see how that plays
pretty much
out.
all the semis are heading down here this morning, Mike. You found the one thing that's, well, not the one thing, but very little is moving up. I see that SpaceX is moving higher. You pointed at Amazon moving higher.
SpaceX might be good for long as well. At 138, if it can find enough support here at the previous day close. And I'm probably going to get stopped out of Amazon here. Yep, right there. Did a little watch. Did like a little spike down and then up, but that's okay. Then we're going to take a look at the MES right now. As we are down in this area. Oh man, miss SpaceX. What's the top? Oh, SpaceX probably wants 140. Microsoft's pushing back up too. I know you like trading Microsoft, Peter.
I do sometimes. Trying to figure out why some keys aren't working. Yeah, I see Microsoft moving higher. I'm a little upset that I didn't get into AMD, because AMD did make a good move down. I saw that as a short. I didn't. I was setting up screens and I missed the entry here. I definitely don't want to chase it, but even on that pullback, there was another opportunity to go short, and I did not take advantage of it. So I was expecting that, to be honest, here this morning. It's his first day when I'm sitting in for Carlos. There's just so many streams of activity. I thought my trading might be a little hindered at the open, but see where we
I am amazed at Carlos and his ability to manage the production of this show and trade. That's quite difficult.
It's not easy to do, but you could find the trades. You just you have to be on top of it. So let's see if I can. I might have to reboot my machine to reset these things, but I'm definitely not doing that now. All right, let's keep going here, guys. By the way, don't forget to hit the thumbs up and the like. We greatly appreciate that. It helps out the growth of the channel, and we need to let Carlos know that he's missed. That's a way to do it.
Look at Amazon. You little look, came down, stopped me out, pushed up. Yeah. You little wham. See, now if I had gotten the entry better where I wanted it, which was right around here when I pushed the button, and then it just went up because it was moving.
I was just
whatever.
I'm only partway through the book, I must admit, Mike, but I've been reading a new book here by Brent Donnelly. So a little bit.
There you go.
So this is Brent's new book here. And if you don't know Brent, he's a currency trader, but he writes a lot of great stuff. His book, Alpha Trader, is a great book, and this is a follow-up to Alpha Trader called Trade Outside the Box. And one of the things he was saying is, if you think the market is out to get you, it's not. It's not. The market doesn't even know you exist, which is something we've been talking about a lot. There's some good concepts, but this is about advanced thinking. It's a great book if you're interested. And we're going to get Brent on the show in the next couple of weeks. So I'll coordinate to get him here, and a little bit of an inside track to be able to do that. He is my cousin.
Yeah.
So we can make that happen. He already offered. I at our family barbecue 2 weeks ago. Actually, that's when I got his book. His wife gave me a couple of copies of the book here. This is one that's autographed by the author. You can see, look at that, signed by the author there. So, but anyways, and I was talking to him. He said, yeah, absolutely. I'll be happy to join you and talk about the book and talk about trading. So that's something that Brent is always very generous with on his time. So, yeah, looking forward to that. So
here we go. SPY's going down to this 762.
Oh my God! Look at the drop on NVIDIA this morning. It's really, and a lot of these semis, but NVIDIA especially, is really just sold off. Just had to go short.
And it's got room
to
keep on going. So I mean, it's definitely got room to get back into this range that it was trading at. Like you said, the 200 level could be the area.
AMD, I should have, woulda. Should have been a little more aggressive on the AMD short, but I said I'm not going to be too harsh on myself for today, as I'm just getting the feel for this, managing all this activity. Lots of interesting trades being posted in the chat room. Eamon did get a trade on AMD. Looks like he managed to go short AMD and take advantage of that move. Let's put it over here, and you guys can see Eamon's trade. We're going to share a bunch of trades from the chat room with you later, but here's one from Eamon, since he'll be here a little bit later. I'm sure he'll be talking about this, how he went short, he added into it, and now he's partialing as we're heading down to the new lows. So good movement there for Eamon on that trade. All right. We'll John is going to give us a list of the best trades from the chat room. We can share with you guys a little bit later.
Little bit of a bounce up here. What is the, let me see what the option chains are doing here.
SpaceX is coming back down to VWAP. We'll see if it's going to be able to hold. It's pushing through VWAP fairly aggressively. This would be like a Carlos style short trade if it drops. I mean, the rest of the market has been dropping all morning. SpaceX has shown surprising resilience. Looking at the Atlas level 2, it does look a little, well, I was going to say it looks like there's a bunch of orders to the top, but it actually looks fairly balanced here. Here's what Atlas looks like. And we look for where the big order set are. Here you can see that there's a bunch of orders up at 140. But we also have orders down on the chain. So sometimes you got to zoom in closer, see what's happening closer to the price action. And it's equally sort of balanced. So it's hard to tell exactly where SpaceX wants to go here this morning, but keep an eye on this.
Yep. NVIDIA has moved its expected move from the open all the way down to its lower expected move. So could be interesting here. The SPY is bouncing off this 762 level. Let's see what the SPY has.
Yeah, I see the SPY bouncing here up off this level.
Don't get it. Why is this? Oh, whatever. Okay. Don't care.
Yeah, Andrew's providing a good warning in the chat room. I'm going to repeat it here for you guys. Guys, if you see anybody from Bear Bull Traders that ever makes an offer to say, we'll trade for you, give us your money, we'll trade your account, or we'll make money, these scams unfortunately happen all the time. So whether you see anything with my name, Carlos, Mike, Eamon, Andrew, Brian, like anybody that's associated with Bear Bull Traders, unfortunately, people will spoof our accounts and tell you, hey, we'll make you money. Just give us your account details and we'll trade it for you. We don't do that. We do not do that. So do not get caught. We just don't want anybody caught in a scam for those things. Another part of our community you can go to, by the way, is our Discord channel. I meant to mention that a little bit earlier. We've got lots of stuff happening on the Discord channel. Let's we can show you that here. Here's the Discord channel. Well, there's a number of things going on, including people sharing their trading setup. As you can see here, we've got the active market chat where people are sharing their trades. Even Andrew, he's posting some of his trades in here. As you can see, this was his trade on Intel this morning. So, yeah, lots of good stuff happening in the community. So if you're interested in that, we can get you the link to the Discord channel, so you can join that as well. How do I get the link
here? Just go to Trading Terminal. Their Trading Terminal. It's right on the website. You can click right here, Discord.
That's interesting.
Take you right to it. Boom. Click on that. Discord will populate and you'll be invited in.
I didn't see where you clicked.
There's the Discord
right down
channel.
Here. Look at that. Right down in that bottom corner. Oh, yeah. So there you go.
We make it easy for you. That's
corner,
what we do.
Click on the Discord channel. Oh, look at that. That's cool.
It's a very... Just have that one trade on Amazon, which looks like it.
Yeah, and I don't have any this morning. I've missed the again AMD. I had lined up for the short, but that I was distracted managing screens. I always seem to have an excuse, don't I? Does it get tiring? Oh my god, I'm tired. Tired of my own excuses. But I got to get better at it. It's open trading. I'm telling you, it's amazing to me how challenging it's been for me to get my head
Open
in the
trading's
game.
hard. The price movements.
Yeah, it's not what I'm used to. I'm used to like slower builds, lots of time to think about things. Oh well.
There's MU on Atlas. It looks like 900 is your big level. So I'm sitting here. I am watching this. Oh, on Amazon? Yeah, Amazon was a good trade. MES here.
Mm. Guys.
This 766 level is I mentioned to you, this is where I was really paying attention to it. It lost the level and now we pulled back up and it's possibly becoming resistance. So, and that level really corresponds with 763 on the SPY. So the SPY right now is fighting 763.
Oh, look what I also missed. This is completely on me. I even called it. I hope did somebody take the SpaceX move? I even called it out as a Carlos style play. You know, as it came through the VWAP, right, and dropped the VWAP. This actually meets my lightning bolt criteria on SpaceX. Strong move through the VWAP, retest and a drop. And once again, I got distracted with like all my own screens, and I missed this. This would have been a great short. We're going to talk about this setup actually in the Bearable Chat trading room, this lightning bolt. It's the subject of tomorrow's webinar, so I'll be delivering that tomorrow night. So that'll be
look at that. You got a live example now.
Yeah. I should have been short. I should have been in this trade. I even called it out as it was setting up, and then again, I got myself distracted. Look at that. Oh well.
Yeah.
Okay.
What chart are you referring to? War Machine 6364.
War Machine. Oh.
This one on the right, that's Market Atlas. The heat map. Yeah, the heat map is with Trading Terminal. You would sign up for the Trading Terminal premium account, and that gives you access to the heat map. So.
Yeah, and by the way, I was showing you Trading Terminal. Mine looks a little bit different, but that's just a settings differential here. If I go back to that, because I was playing with the settings the other day, and you know, if you want to make it look like Mike, all you have to do is change it to a logarithmic. As soon as you put a log scale, you get all the pretty yellow colors. So, but I wasn't looking at the log.
It's your own preferred, how you prefer to see it. That's what I.
Yep. There we go.
Man. Buy is at VWAP. So we'll see if it can push through or if it's going to reject it. Mike Kelly is short AMD to honor you, Peter.
Hey, good. I'm always happy if someone else is making money off of it, because you should be. Eamon also got the short on it, so he was focused in and got it. And it was interesting because remember, I said Eamon is looking for a very specific sub, and he's looking for it to follow his rules. When he posted his list, remember he said there was a potential long on NVIDIA and a potential short on AMD. That's what he was looking at. So obviously NVIDIA didn't pan out. He focused in on AMD, and he got the trade he called. So that's pretty awesome. Andrew is milking his trade here on Intel. Again, going back to the chat room. You can see Andrew and Brian. Let's see if Andrew's listening to us. Wave if you're listening to us, Andrew. See if he's paying
See
attention.
if he hears you.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got like 20-second delay.
Exactly. So there's often a little bit of a delay. So, but he could be focused in on his trade here. So he may not be paying attention. All right. No. All right. Whoops. Let's get.
I right now I don't see anything that I like very, very much. I think we get back up to 765, 766. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like it. And I have to be patient.
Patience is
Microsoft, every time Microsoft goes for a new high, it just rejects right away. SpaceX. Google's in a range. I think Berkshire Hathaway is messing with Google's price. Remember they came out and said they're investing. Yeah. Like if you just look at Google across the daily chart, right? Look how sideways this is between 340 and 350. Like just sideways. Super tight ranges. It's not typically Google.
No.
Like everything, see, like you can look before it moves, but ever since that came out, it's like, this is what we're buying at. We're going to buy this much, and the price is just going to stay within this until they're done with whatever they're doing.
Until they're done with it. Interesting, all the low floats that we were talking about this morning, none of them seem to have done very much. The AAPL, which someone mentioned, had a little bit of a drop off the open. Look how flat it is now. XPON, which is the other one, was up 100%. Very much sideways, right? Not doing much. All of that movement was pre-market. And then since the market opened, it really hasn't done much here. And the other one that we talked about early on was SDOT, S-D-O-T. And it's gone up a little bit, but not much. It's up 90% on the day. But most of that, once again, was pre-market as it had closed on Friday at $13. Did all this overnight movement. Now it's they're all just sort of moving sideways. So not a huge amount of movement on those. All right. We're waiting to see if Mike's going to get another trade. I've missed out on 2, I think. Yeah. So my journaling will certainly show that I should have been trading AMD and SpaceX. So SpaceX, though, interestingly, is coming back. It didn't actually make that wide of a move. It did drop here, but it's coming back up to VWAP, which is a little lower than it had been, but it's holding the line here. So. See where that goes. Let's see. Andrew's talking about Moderna, which is down a little bit this morning. Moderna. Yeah, Moderna was all the rage last week, wasn't it? I mean, that was what our news is all about. What a huge pop higher. It's been sort of inside though, hasn't it? Like if you look at the daily, look at these candles, right? After that one big day, it's been trading in narrower ranges within the range that it set there on the 19th. So, yeah, I don't know that Moderna's a big play for today, but it is down 7% on about 8 million shares already, so it's decent volume.
Buy is rejecting VWAP. Man, I do not see anything right now that I like. I
Yeah.
don't like Microsoft. Even though it's at the high of day, I'm
if you got into an early
Amazon's
short,
pushing up
you could be
again.
sitting in a good trade, but otherwise, yeah, it's a little harder to find something now. What do you guys are
I'm
watching
gonna
all
go
sorts of
with
stuff.
Apple. I'm gonna watch Apple here for see what we do here. I miss this high a day break, which probably would have been good near 312. Nice volume increase, level 2 stacking. Got some big orders at 315, 316, 314.
You guys are talking about MSTR at high of day. I mean, yes, MSTR is at high of day. It's not really saying a lot though, because it sort of chopped around here. Sure, it's popped over the range it set on the very first minute of the day. I mean, it's got to do something a little bit more, I think, for MSTR to be in play. Give us a good opportunity here. Update. Wayfair? Boy, I haven't looked at Wayfair in forever. Let's see, what is Wayfair up to?
I didn't even know the
Not much here.
ticker for
100,
Wayfair.
135,000 shares. Yeah, it's not doing much. Let's look at the daily on it. Yeah, I don't see much happening here with Wayfair. Yeah. Yeah, I don't see that much.
I am not forcing anything.
Yeah, you found the plot. He's saying, pack it up, everybody. It's, I mean, I'm not sure that the trading's over for the morning, but you got to be careful, right? When you get these days when the open volume sort of dies off very quickly, those can lead to sort of slow trading, sort of mid morning. And yeah, you don't want to force anything. If there's no trade opportunity, there's nothing wrong with sitting and just waiting for that right opportunity. Sit on your hands, right? Wait for the trade to come to you, and if it doesn't, then so be it. It doesn't. All right, that can often be the way it is. Being that I missed my two shorts that I should have been in, I'm gonna have to sit and wait. And if something sets up, great. If it doesn't, then that's the way it goes.
I do not like Walmart. It's sitting in the middle of the range, Pedro. Just not my typical setup. So yeah, Walmart's a tough one too, especially if it's not moving on any specific news. Here we go with the MES again. Let's see. The SPY did pop up and then came right back down. Their news at 10 o'clock? We didn't have news coming out at 10 o'clock, did we?
No, we had nothing. We had nothing on the news front nothing that I was watching, anyways.
Turn Benzing on. I meant to turn them on. Yeah, the market is pretty stagnant today. You definitely don't want to be taking positions in middle of ranges right now on a stagnant day.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, what's the 30-minute look like? Sell candle.
All right, Mike. What do we got going on here?
Yep.
I'm trying to find some trades.
We got nothing going on right now. I was just looking at, I was looking to possibly take a short on the MES, but I'm too late for a 30-minute opening range breakdown. I'll have to wait for another close of this 30, so like 23 minutes. Check out Disney. Disney.
Well, that's one I haven't looked at in a while. What is Disney up to?
Yeah.
Oh, Disney's up today. Look at a 1 minute. Yeah, it's been climbing since the open. Volume's okay. 2.7 million shares here. Yeah, I mean, it looks okay. I'm not sure there's no entry now, but if you were watching it earlier and got in, then yeah, there could be an opportunity there.
Did Disney have news today?
I don't know. Looks like it the way it's moving.
Yeah.
Here. See any news on Disney? I don't see any news. Lawsuits. Seems like unfortunately the usual for a big company. Yeah, I don't see anything, Mike.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't see anything big. Let's see. Did Disney was no, that wasn't Disney. Yeah, I don't see anything. Just oh, Peter, you got to look up the new Hump Day commercial that they put out.
Oh,
There's a new one that they put out. It's not Geico. It's I think the NFL. The NFL, because they have a game on Wednesday.
Okay.
So I saw it. I was watching. I think it was Peacock. I think I was watching. We were watching a movie on something that we get ads on, and I saw it. I was like, oh, yeah, it had to be Peacock. It was like the one ad. Is it Peacock? I'm pretty sure it's Peacock. There's this one app that drives me crazy because they do commercials in the middle of movies, right? Okay, I don't pay for it. But if you're going to put 3 ads, don't have the same ad for all 3 commercials.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, it's so terrible. And it's the weight loss drug, Roe. So I get 3 Roe commercials in a row with 3 different actors. I'm like, okay, no problem. And then the movie starts playing. And then it goes again, and there's 3 more Roe ads. Like, what are you trying to tell me? I'm fat and I need to lose weight?
Like, I've never, I mean, there's sometimes there's the ads, like when you watch sporting events where they or each commercial break, it's the same series of ads and they play it over and over and over again to the point where you're sick and tired of it. Like, I'm not going to buy this thing just out of spite because I'm so sick and tired of your ads.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think that backfires sometimes. I know
but it came on off there as well. I thought it was pretty funny. It has the mic. It has it all. It's a different one on it. It has the camel. Yeah. So I don't know if YouTube will have it yet, but Apple, what is your... Oh, you still look strong though, Apple. SPY slowly going down. Apple has tested R4 twice. It has not been able to get over it. There's just not enough. The Atlas, I don't like Atlas on Apple to take that short. I don't like it. I do not like it.
Yeah, I would agree. Atlas does not look like a short here.
Yeah,
Apple.
that's why I was like, yeah. I like the chart setup. I liked everything, but I don't like the...
All right, guys, we're still scanning here, looking for trade opportunities, but things have started to very quickly go sideways on this Monday. Not a lot of heavy movement. You have a trade that we should take a look at. Let us know.
$762 on the SPY could be.
Wow. It's interesting how these all of the semis, which started aggressively moving lower, have just very quickly started to move sideways. They pretty much all have
sideways.
Yeah, I mean they're still heading down a little bit, but it's very shallow in directionally. SpaceX was the short that missed the opportunity on. And yeah, not much else. Not much else. Like I mentioned, earnings. We do have earnings this week. The most interesting earnings are Wednesday, with NVIDIA, of course, being the headline. There's a couple of other offerings that have earnings on Wednesday, but NVIDIA is by far the biggest and most interesting of them. The rest of the week, pretty quiet. So, oh, guys, this makes it for a quiet
I want
morning.
something to trade.
Yeah, it's problematic, eh? When things just sort of just die off. We don't have a whole lot. We don't have a whole lot going on. Let's maybe it's time here to check in with the chat room. We'll see what the Verbal Trading community, what they're doing, what's happening in the chat room. We got Andrew and
Why?
Brian, of course, still going strong. I think Andrew, I think he's still in that Intel trade that he was in. He clearly is looking for something new to trade. Looking at MSTR right now.
Why is Google always strong? New user. My theory is because Berkshire Hathaway's buying, so you just get this sideways action on it. When it gets near the top where they don't want to buy anymore, you'll see the price drop down and then they'll start buying it again, and it goes up and down and up and down and up and down. So,
well,
and if you look at the daily, you can see it on the daily. Like we're getting near the top, you'll probably find a top around 350, and then we'll go back down to 340-ish. Because when big companies like that decide to invest, they invest in ranges, not a specific price, because they want too many shares. Are you talking about the overall market, Allison? Why the volume is so low?
Oh, I haven't been looking at that overall volume. What are we looking at today?
We're at about 57 on the SPY. I mean, there's some things that are pretty high. NVDA, Tesla are at about 100%. Yeah. So I think just because all the news I was reading over the weekend was all about this economic sanction package that the US is looking to put on Iran, and I think they've been very effective in not letting people know. So I think the markets are kind of just sitting back and waiting for the news, right? Are they going to target something specific that's going to impact the overall market? What is that going to do to oil prices? Right? Like, I don't know. Apple breaking out. Good thing we didn't take that short on Apple, Peter. Would have been stopped out. Atlas saving the day again. As Andrew says, Atlas never lies.
Yeah, it's always good to pay attention to all the data that you have available, and that's just one of the data sets, right? So
yeah. So Medi, is there anything else they can sanction? I think it's the underlying thing that when you look at it, right? So even though the US put sanctions on, if Iran has ways to circumvent those sanctions, i.e., they had trading partners with UAE, UAE holds bank accounts. They're able to get money, filter money through people there. They're able to do trading partners, move their oil, blah, 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 on and on and on. Well, UAE came out. They got tired of having rockets and drones shot at them and said, okay, we're done with your trade. We're done trading with you. We're done. You're not allowed to do any of the stuff that you are. So that cuts off a lifeline. And I think those are the type of sanctions that the US is looking for, right? Like they're not necessarily looking at the sanctions with Iran, but they're looking at these proxies that are providing lifelines and are looking at ways to get them on board with the US, which stifles the Iranians from being able to do, right? Because they can ultimately fund, right, the rebuilding of all their weapon systems and all that by going to other countries. So that's where I think it is. So
yeah, could be. We do have trades given to us by John, so he has identified a bunch of the trades that happened in the chat room. We can share those. Let's take a look what the chat room's been doing. John, and with his usual humor, this is his own trade. You know, he's always got this argument with Carlos about partialing. You know that Carlos and I both like the partial winner trade, but he's all in, all out. So he got in on Amazon.
Look at that trade.
You know, just he knew exactly what he was looking for. He got it. He got out. Nothing wrong with that, right? I mean, yeah, sure, it moved farther, but that was his strategy. He just went in, he made the move, and he is done with it. So that's John's.
You know what's funny about that trade there? That's the same trade I took.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
On Amazon. Yep. Same exact trade, except I partialed and he got all out.
So there
he
you
wins.
go.
I lose.
So maybe he was listening. Maybe that's
another chalk up for John. John gets a check mark again over
there
us.
You go. All right. We have Eamon, who I mentioned traded AMD short. As you can see, he got in, added to the short, and then was able to partial on the way down. Well, he'll let us know how long he held on to that, or maybe he's still in it for all we know. So he could very well be, as AMD has certainly not come back to his entry yet. We've got BB Fasher, who is part of our Peak Capital Bootcamp, by the way. Peak Capital Bootcamp is one that's going to be restarting again in September. But he was part of the last tranche. Looks like he got short PLTR, took a few partials here, so good trade for him on that. Chip, a couple of NVIDIA trades, tried to go short, got caught in the pop up, but stuck with it, went short again, and this time partialed all the way down. So a good move for Chip on NVIDIA as he took advantage of that. Here we've got Domina Negocio. Oh, also Boot Camper got in short here on. This looks like an NVIDIA trade. No, that's not the right price for NVIDIA. Maybe it's AMD. This is about AMD pricing. I don't see what the.
I can't see.
Yeah, I don't see what stock it is, but got short, added to their position, and then short, and then partial all the way down. So whatever it was they were trading, it looks like a semi, right? The way it moved. So it's one of the semis anyways, but I think it's AMD. Let's see, what else we got? Paul, who traded the SPY. Oh, interesting. Traded the SPY, starting at 940. Got in for a long trade, looking for the move higher. Quickly got in. Looks like they got out back as it came back to their break even. This must have been some options play. No, it's an options or a derivative because it's only $1.60 their price here. So whatever they were playing certainly was an ETF or a derivative product. And then last but not least, we got Nax FM, who traded Tesla. A whole lot of in and out, or in and adds, I guess. In, partial, add, a bunch of partials here. Added again. My goodness. Yeah, so they would be bringing their average down. Looks like they probably got all out here, or maybe they're still in this. I don't know. It depends on how much they added each time, I suppose. But was aggressively taking Tesla short and adding into the trade. So, hey, it just goes to show, right? Between these trades, there's so many styles. You notice most people partial and some add on the way down, or you could be as strongly opinionated as John and you just get in and no partial. It doesn't really matter how you do it, as long as you're able to do it consistently and make money at it, right? That's what matters. So congrats to all of those that were taking trades and had some success.
And if you were in the upcoming boot camp and you get randomly selected to be in John's group and you like the partial, you you can always email me and I'll swap you out of his group because John is pretty much done with partial lane boot campers as he just posted.
Yeah.
He is so it's unique, right? All of us that are at boot camp, typically during the 90-day period, I know I do it, and I've seen John do this too, where we take one thing and we're like, hey, we're going to test this out for 90 days, which is what we try to get to teach you all to do over the course of boot camp. So it sounds to me like John's thing this upcoming boot camp is every trade in his group is you take it, you go to your target, and we're going to see if we make money or we don't make money over the 90 days. So it's an experiment. So if you want to see how all or none works, let me know and I'll put you in John's group. So
there you go. The boot camp is a great course, by the way. It's 3 months. You got a very active schedule. This is like the weekly schedule that you would see. We update it for every boot camp, but you can see there's a live trading that happens every day. You've got events and activities that happen every day with different sessions, different webinars, different live trading or live mentorship support, group mentorship. It happens all throughout the week. It keeps you very busy and make sure that it gives you the skills you need to trade for the long term. So if you're interested, all you have to do is click on the Get Started button. That'll take you down and you can enroll, get your place in the boot camp. So if you're interested in that, go to peakcapitaltrading.com. That's the place to go, and you can get access. And if you've got any questions, Mike and I are happy to answer, so don't be shy. Just ask the questions as you've got them.
Yep. And Andrew does mentorship now Wednesday after the close. So he does that every week that he's available for you. He talks psychology, talks his trades, and he'll answer any questions that you have. So it's a good session. I like listening to it. I really want to get into an MES trade, but wanting and actually having a setup are two different things apparently today.
That is true. That is true. Like, I mean, it's so much is just moving sideways now. Be careful. This is how you can get chopped up if you start to just jump into things without a plan, without a strategy.
So Cyclone, my answer is, what was your stop on NVIDIA? And if you are below your stop, then exit the trade.
Right.
Because earnings can go either way. You're just gambling with your account at that point. By what you're posting, you have transitioned from a disciplined trader to what I like to refer to as hope, wish, and pray that I get back to break even. So I've been there. When you get into the hope, wish, and pray, it's typically when you look at it and then you walk away from your screen and you're like, come on. Why? Yeah, that's when you should exit. You'll feel so much better.
Yeah.
So earnings it's a gamble. Like, I don't mind the way Jared trades earnings. I like how he identifies expected moves and then he either shorts or longs off those expected moves. I like how he trades that. And I also like traders that use options to protect themselves with earnings. But as far as just holding a swing trade into earnings, unless you're a long-term trader, I would not recommend that, because that's not trading, that's just gambling. Because the company can beat earnings, beat revenue, beat everything, provide the best guidance ever, and analysts are still fed up with it and they sell it off.
My God, we have seen that so many times, haven't we? So it's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Like, okay.
Yeah, because it's all based on what the forward-looking forecast is or whatever the concern of Wall Street is on that day. Maybe they're concerned that they're spending too much on AI. Maybe they're concerned they're not spending enough. You never know, right? That sentiment changes regularly.
Yep. Changes regularly.
So, all right, well, guys, look, I'm scanning all of these stocks. If you remember, I've got all these screens here. We're taking a look at everything here. I still not seeing the key things that I want on my chart. So everything is largely moving sideways here. It doesn't matter what I'm looking at; it's all going sideways. So, all right.
Yeah. NVIDIA. 210, 205, 210. I might. This would be a bad. Like, I don't have a playbook for this, but I will say, I think this might be a decent. If you are a reversal trader, NVIDIA at this level, if you could get a good risk reward set up within your strategy, I mean, you're down at the daily expected move, which is down here. I look at the options chain, and there is the top side open interest up to 215 is way higher than the downside open interest on the options chain. You've been holding this. You finally got a level that we did not make a new low on a 5-minute, and we're pushing to kind of get to this upper. Alan, what's Atlas look like on the video? You still have this 205 level, but if we bring 215 into this, yeah, I guess it is still a little downside. Still have a little downside on it. Maybe not.
MSTR, somebody called it. It is at the high of day now, and it continued higher. So I was wrong about that one. It's one of the ones that is moving right now. Going high. I think somebody called it out when it broke the high of day, and it continued higher. Not super aggressively, but doesn't matter. Did move in the right direction, so that might be worth watching to see what it's going to do. I don't know if anybody caught MSTR, but if you did, congrats. Little slow out there. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up on the YouTube chat. We greatly appreciate that. And even with Carlos off, if we do hit the 500 likes, we will do a giveaway. I'll have to set up for that. I've got to find his little tool there, but make me work. Let's hit 500 likes, and then I have to go figure out how to run the draw.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely check out TripAdvisor for things to do in Matsalan. I'm looking forward to it. I've never been on a cruise.
Oh.
I don't really like ships, but I mean, I looked at the ship that we were going on, and it's got a casino and a racetrack and water slides and pools, like the size of a city, bars.
Like,
yeah. So I mean,
it's one of the big ones. It sounds like
I'll have fun.
And those things,
those things
are
one
massive.
Of the big one.
They're massive. So yeah.
So I think I'll have fun on it. So, especially if it's a casino, if I get bored, I'll just go to the casino. And if I have a balcony, I always have peace and quiet. So that'll be.
Yeah.
If I get overstimulated, I can just go hang out in my room on the balcony, listening to the water, and I'll have my own drink and. Yeah, I think that's the one. That's the one we're gonna go on. Norwegian.
Oh, you haven't booked it yet?
No, my she's monitoring for prices. You
Oh,
know
I
how my
see.
wife is.
Oh, yeah.
My wife, she
You
gonna get the best deal. So she's monitoring. She knows,
okay.
like, she knows the cruise date. She knows the cruise ship. She knows everything. Now I'm monitoring for prices and
I
deals.
see.
So,
Okay.
but
I admit I never have the patience for that. I'm just like, what's the price now? All right, I'm buying. That's it. I'm out. But
my wife, that's me too, Peter. Like, okay, I'm going on this. Buy now.
yeah.
Like, I don't care. So, Encore is the ship, Rami. Encore, Norwegian Encore.
Okay. Well, my
So,
uncle swears by it. My uncle cruises a lot. Like he's I don't know 3 or 4 times a year, and
wow.
yeah, a lot of cruises. They love their cruises, and yeah, they almost always go Norwegian. So it gets to a point I think where they're almost free, right? Because you're such a regular. Well, probably not, but you're such a regular customer, you get at least all sorts of benefits. You don't have to pay for the exorbitant drink packages or the internet, like you point out, or yeah, they really charge you
Yeah.
for that stuff.
You get those things for free, right? Because you go so much and you have
Right,
the discounts. Yeah.
right.
But
So I've
I
been
don't
on.
know if me and my wife like this, we may do some cruises because I
Yeah,
mean it's a great way to go see different places.
yeah, and you
So
don't have to move rooms all the time, right? They land you in a port, you go do
yeah,
your thing, and you come back to the ship. They got all the food and all the entertainment and
yeah,
stuff you want in the evening. You know, you can go into the city or not. It's usually people love it. I can understand why.
yeah. So I saw some comments of why don't I go to the Caribbean? Well, me and my wife, like she grew up in the Caribbean and I've gone to the DR and yeah,
Yeah,
it's all it's all the same. Sand, beach, drinks, party, Caribbean.
yeah.
Doesn't matter what island you're on. So, and I've
I think.
never been to Mexico, ironically.
Oh, really?
Don't know why.
Wow.
Yeah, never been to
Really?
Mexico.
I would have thought, well, all the
Um,
places you've been and the stuff you've done, you definitely would have been there.
yeah, I know, right?
Oh.
So
It's
I
funny. I
I
never
think
went
it's
to.
because being in the military makes it so difficult to go to Mexico.
Mm,
Like there were so many rules and regulations about going to Mexico that I'm like,
right.
really?
I
I'm
never went
I
to mainland
all
Europe
right.
until I retired from corporate life because oddly, all of my corporate trips took me everywhere around the world except Europe. So,
Yeah.
not quite true. I went to Ireland once, and then when I was working for the Bank of Canada, I went to Germany, but that was right at the tail end. But
Yeah. Yeah. I know there are some people that do live on ships. I mean, if you think about it, if you can handle it, I
yeah,
just
Eh,
I've
there's some retirees that have priced it out, and they're like, "Look, you get, onboard medical care. You get all your meals catered. You've got like everything you need right there." And they're like, if I compare it to a retirement home, it's cheaper to be on the ship, so I might as well just live on a ship. Yeah, there are some people that do it. I
yeah,
mean, it's a be a different lifestyle, but I suppose you got no ties to anywhere particular.
very interesting.
Take their
I
two month
they
cruises.
do I have looked at that around the world
Oh yeah.
cruise. Like I maybe I could do that for a year, but I don't think I could like live my entire life. Like
I
I don't
don't
think I
know.
could do that my whole life.
Do you want to commit to a year on like on a boat? That's
I
let's
mean,
start.
a year on a boat, but you're going to like every place. So I mean, it's not like you're stuck onto the boat. You can get off and
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. See, no different than boondocking in a big RV. I mean,
I guess that's one way to look at it. It's just a really big RV.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. They're just in a very, very big RV.
Without having to fly anywhere. I mean,
but those are like
that'd be a
40
bonus
or
for me.
50 grand, right? Those trips at least.
Oh no, they're more than 40 or 50
are
grand.
they? Okay.
I think they're like 60 to 80
Okay. I don't know.
for like the interior, and I'm not doing an interior for a year.
Okay.
Like, woo, no. Yeah. I wonder. Let me look this up. That would be like a sweet, like, round the world cruise.
Wow.
But you have to book it out pretty far.
A round the world cruise can cost anywhere from $15,000 to $100,000 per person.
Yeah, see, that wouldn't be too bad.
I'm not sure I'd be doing. I'm not sure you want to do a budget cruise for a year.
Yeah, I wouldn't be budgeting.
Oh, but that's for like I'm looking at around the world cruises, so they may only be 4 months. But yeah, if you do a year-long cruise, I'm sure it'll be much more expensive.
I'm looking for a year-long cruise around the world. There we go. Oceania Cruises. 6 continents, 39 countries, 96 ports, 12 overnights, 180 days. So it's only a half a year.
Okay.
Voyage map. Wow. That is like, wow. So you start in Los Angeles and you end in New York.
Wow. Going the long way around.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Special offers.
Wow, there's a lot of these like 6-month cruises. That's surprising how many they have.
I want the cost. Like, don't give me a brochure. I know you're trying to sell me and you're trying to justify the exorbitant amount of cost, but I don't care. You know?
Wow,
there we go. Choose duration.
So the longest.
Wow, there's 100 and. Wow.
That's not bad. Some good prices here. 6-month cruise. 115 days. $24,000, Mike. Look at that.
Here we go. Los Angeles to New York from 59,000 per guest. Let's see. Because from means you're in the bottom. I need the stateroom. Give me the stateroom.
All right, I'm still keeping an eye on the markets here. MSTR did look like it's heading back down here. It's sort of topped, and it's moving. I'm not seeing a lot else, by the way, that's moving. Tesla did pop up above the VWAP, but it's didn't go all that far. Sitting around 358 right now on Tesla. A lot of everything else, guys, is just moving sideways on this Monday. That's why Mike and I are looking up cruises. I'm gonna have to move my.
Okay, because I need a balcony. I would have to have a penthouse suite. Laundry service up to 3 bags per stateroom. I get butler service. I get a fine bottle of Italian wine.
Just one bottle? It's not going to last you very long.
Just one bottle for welcome aboard. Course by course, in-suite dining, assistance. Ooh, I get garment pressing, shoe shine services. It's not a bad, I got it. The room has a desk, it has a table, a couch, a balcony, king size bed, a shower. That ain't too bad. I could live in that. Promotional fare, 125,000.
There you go.
Wow.
So it's only $250,000 for you and your wife to go around the world for a year.
Wow, look at the owner's suite. Holy cow. The owner's suite. Oh man.
Some
I
of
wish
the
I could enlarge this.
some
photo.
of the cruise the what they offer is ridiculous. Like where you get like a grand piano in your suite. Like I mean unless you're a big piano player, that seems a little ridiculous. Oh, I got this light coming in my window.
Oh,
hold on a second.
here you go.
What's that?
This owner's suite that you can get for 228,000
right.
square feet. 1,000.
1,000 square feet on a ship. It's a good size.
Yeah. It's got its own bedroom. You got a living room.
Wow.
You got your deck with 4 chairs and a table and 2 lounge chairs. Yeah, this thing's pretty cool. That's only 200 square feet less than the apartment I'm living in right now.
SoFi. I don't see SoFi really moving that far. I see you mentioned that, Alex. It's you found the plot. Oh, you have a green day. Good for you. Yeah, take that green day and go. Good to know. I'm not. I have no trades today. I missed the entry on the open trades. I'm just watching now. I'm not seeing anything that's moving in a way I like. And even it's a slow day. Even Andrews, not getting any trades right now. He had the good opening trade on Intel. Again, we can go back to the chat room, show you what's happening in there. There's Andrew and Brian. Still watching his. We'll do this one.
You get cashmere lap blankets.
Okay.
Yeah. I could have fun. Yeah. See, that's the thing when I'm I could probably do that by myself. Oh, look at this one. This one's 786 square feet. And it's 204,000. Man, if I like a cruise, my wife's in trouble. I mean, like, we're doing this for 6 months. I'm going to see the world.
Yeah, she might not like that as much as you think.
Oh, I know she won't like it. That's okay, though. Oh, I got to fix my lighting. The sun must be coming out.
Yeah, I had the same problem. The sun suddenly came out here, and I had to get the blinds going here.
Yeah, the sun's shining directly onto me right now. Sorry for the little bit of darkness. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that though. Like, I could do that.
So
I'd probably do it when I was like 80 or 90 though. That way I could just mope around.
What are you guys doing? SpaceX? SpaceX heading back to VWAP. I see that. Not really a big move. Little quiet here. We're going to have Eamon and, not Kyle, but Eamon joining us back here again. Hopefully Kyle doesn't join. I don't know if Kyle's going to join. I mean, he should be enjoying. He should be sitting with champagne.
He messaged me. He said he's gone through Wednesday.
Good. He should be. Because we're going to have to kick him off if he does join. So.
Yeah, definitely. You don't want to be spending your honeymoon on YouTube.
I mean, it's great. We love being here with you guys, but I mean, he's got better things to do at this couple of days here.
Yeah, there's doctors and nurses on board cruise ships. I mean, even the one I'm going on for 7 days has a whole medical.
Absolutely, that's
Medical
mandatory.
center.
They have to have medical staff on board. So
yeah, so
I mean, I don't know if they're the best doctors in the world, but
I mean,
you know,
there's a
if
lot
anybody's
worse
a cruise,
places to die.
yeah. If anybody's a cruise ship doctor here, my apologies. I don't know. I mean, it could be a good life, I guess. You get to live on a cruise ship. You probably don't
I
have to
mean,
go
that'd be
all
an
that much.
awesome life to like retire out of.
Yeah,
Like
I
if you're a
guess.
doctor and you're like, hey, I'm done with this, I'll go get hired on a cruise ship and cruise everywhere.
Yeah.
Handle drunk people all day. I mean, that's typically what you're treating, right?
Yeah.
Hangovers, viral food
Hangovers
poisoning.
and motion sickness. So,
Yeah, I mean, those are your big things that you are treating. Like that'd be a great gig for a retirement plan for a doctor.
right.
Or the hantavirus if you're if you're on a crappy ship. Yeah, they also have morgues. I know, because people do die on ships. Like, they got to have a place to cool them, and we don't want them cooling a dead body in the fridge with the food. So, oh yeah, when I go on this, I will definitely eat all my steak like I do in the DR. Well done, cooked all the way through. Like, they even have a Starbucks on this ship, Peter. Like a no kidding Starbucks. I'm like, really? Can't even get away from Starbucks on a cruise ship nowadays.
Yeah.
I told you what to do on NVIDIA. I'm praying for you. But if you bought calls, well, then you at least defined your risks. So I feel better now that you told me you have NVIDIA calls, because you can only lose what you bought your calls for. So. It seems like the market's doing exactly what it did the last time I did a full trading day. Alex, I can imagine. I can imagine.
I'm gonna have to monitors. All right, guys. SpaceX up above VWAP. Let's move in here a little bit.
SPY is above VWAP as well now. So
yeah, well, it's been hanging out there for a bit.
I don't like that. I don't have any entries right now on the MES, so I'm just kind of hanging out.
Boy, yeah, it's pretty.
Microsoft, I was right for not entering that high day break. Apple, yeah, I don't like that. Why?
I like SpaceX here. See if SpaceX can go green. Has to go up to about 137 to do that, but possibility.
What does SpaceX have? What's the 1 minute on space look like? Did we go through the VWAP? Yeah, we went through. held. Yeah, SpaceX. I think SpaceX, is that Carlos's up through down test up?
SpaceX looks like it wants to move higher. What does the Atlas look like? Yeah, Atlas looks like there's orders up to 138. So yeah, that looks decent for a little bit of a move higher. Let's see where it goes. No trade entry for me on it. Doesn't meet my strategy requirements, but what are we doing? How are we doing for the likes here today, guys? It doesn't look like we're gonna make it, eh? You gotta get some work done.
Hit
the button.
I have 21.
You have 21? Oh, you need to refresh.
I don't know why mine never updates.
We're at 295. 295 right now. So
yeah. It's about as well as the market's doing right now.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, if people are voting based on the market performance, I can't blame you. I mean, look at AMD. I'm looking at AMD right here. Just look at this. This is like, look at it just sitting at the VWAP. Just very, very flat right here. So that's not that great. So, anyways, at least SpaceX is doing something. We can watch that. That's a little more interesting. Oh, we can watch it on Mike's screen too. So.
Yeah, that's what I'm watching. SpaceX.
Andrew's talking about the Kansas City meetup, Mike. So there's a reminder for everybody.
There we go.
Did you end up posting
Kansas City meetup? Heck yeah. Yes, I did post it. Let me see if I can post it again.
Okay.
Yep, I got it saved. So if it does not take you to it by clicking on it in YouTube, copy it and then paste it into a new browser because YouTube does YouTube things to links.
YouTube does YouTube.
That's what I call it. YouTube doing YouTube things. See, YouTube can't get mad or censor me when I say you're just doing YouTube things. But if I tell you what YouTube's doing, they'll probably censor us. Because you can't talk bad about the people that are hosting your channel.
All right.
So, ouch. The underground run. Underground run would be fun. I think I'm going to do that underground run this year.
What are you talking about? What is
that? So Kansas City does a 10K underground in January or February.
Where can you run 10K underground?
Kansas City has a whole network of underground storage. So it's literally almost the size of this city underground. If you Google it, it's pretty crazy. And it's all air cooled. Yeah, Subtropia, Subtropolis. There you go. It's the groundhog run, I think is what they call it. Yeah, there it is.
Okay.
And it's completely underground in KC during the winter, but it's air controlled temperature. So it's like 70 degrees when you run this thing. So.
Hey guys, good morning.
Hey, Eamon, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I took 2 trades today. One worked, one failed, but overall green day. Calling it today around here. Was an interesting day. Long opportunities, short opportunities. For a quiet day with no economic calendar or no sudden news, I think it was a decent day. And it wasn't the easiest, it was tricky, but still good opportunities. What did you guys trade?
I traded Amazon, like John did, and that was all that I've traded so far. Wow, look at that rejection off of Tesla at that 137.
Hmm.
So that is all I've traded. I've been watching the SPY and the MES, but I haven't found anything quite that I've wanted yet. So
Yeah. So, Peter looks so focused.
I know he's looking at something.
I am. I am.
How is it going, Peter? Did you
What are
regret
you
not
looking to
looking
trade,
on
SpaceX.
Peter?
something?
SpaceX. No, I was looking at SpaceX. What the heck with the spike and drop there? It's really throwing me off. Anyways,
Mm.
we got Eamon back. Hello, Eamon. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. Decent day. Happy about it. Kyle got married, guys, by the way. He is on
He
his
did.
3 days honeymoon trip.
I know.
Yep.
We're excited about that for him.
So congratulations to Kyle. We'll miss him for a few days.
He didn't invite us to the wedding, I noticed. Should we be insulted by
Yeah,
that?
I don't know. I mean, that
He's
probably doesn't trust us.
Well, I
yeah,
can't
he's
blame him
like,
on that,
I
I
don't want
suppose.
those guys.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't want those
That
guys
probably
at
made
my
sense.
wedding.
We certainly would be like, embarrassing him, I'm sure, so.
He was about to send the location and then he decided to take a step back and say that he needs to do some calculations.
Yeah.
Apparently, he decided not to.
Yep. Oh,
Well,
let
guys.
me wait.
Mhm.
Are you able to share your screen,
Yeah, let me try it.
Eamon?
I'm
Yeah, I
sharing
just
it now.
stopped mine just in case.
Thank you. Guys, I'll let you take your break. Probably was a long day for you. Peter, are you long SpaceX?
No, I haven't taken a trade today. I haven't found anything that I really like, so
Are you taking a step back from the aggressive trading?
I not
Or there was just
purposely.
nothing?
I was so busy like fixing all of my inputs and everything and stuff this morning that I just sort of missed it. There was 2 trades that I could have taken, and I missed them both. So,
Okay,
but
that happens.
yeah, that's sort
Yeah.
of it's my fault. But again, I'm telling everyone like I feel bad because I always seem to have an excuse. So, but we'll get there.
You know, it's not exactly an excuse. He missed it.
Oh, it sort of is.
It's,
It
it's,
sort of
it's,
is.
it's not exactly like the dog ate your homework
Yeah, I
type
mean,
of
I'm not doing it on
excuse.
purpose. It's just,
Yeah.
I seem to keep missing things. All right, so
Yeah.
what am I doing here?
Oh, all right. I am gonna drop. I need to get some more coffee. Enjoy,
Well,
Eamon.
I have mine
Peter,
around
I'll
here.
see you this afternoon.
Okay,
So
later.
take care, everybody.
Take care, guys. And YouTube, how are you doing today?
Yep.
Did you guys trade anything? Just curious what see what the guys here did.
We're gonna get
Oh, by
you.
the way, Peter.
We're gonna
Yeah.
overlap you with the chat room here, Eamon. So you're gonna be able
Hmm.
to do double duty here
Good.
because Paris also is not here today. So
A lot of honeymoons out there.
let me get you set up in the chat room. But Brian and Andrew are still going.
No, Andy says that it's okay. He apparently. He wants to take his break. So let's get stream there.
Hello.
Hello, guys in the chat room.
All right. Good. All right. Well, we'll let Eamon take over here. He's going to show us his day and how it looks. So, and share his trades. You're looking at. Do I have your right screen, Eamon? You're looking at SpaceX.
Yeah, I'm watching SpaceX, not to trade it.
Okay.
Was just curious to see what you were watching or looking at,
Good.
but
I was watching SpaceX
that's the right
too.
screen.
It's one of the few things that's moving right now, so we might as well. Whoops, we might as well watch SpaceX here.
Let me just see.
Oh, no,
I
that's fine.
lost YouTube. Yeah, but it's just part of my screen. Is that correct?
Is that not all of your screen? Oh, let me.
No.
Okay. Well then, we'll see if we can do some real time fixing here. What does your screen look like? Oh, I see. Yeah. All right. Let me just put your screen up here. We'll share all of it for a moment while I go and fix things.
All right, guys, chat room, YouTube, how are you guys doing? I took a couple trades today. I had Apple on my watch list for a long, but I didn't catch it. I ended up trading NVDA and AMD. AMD was on my list to the short side. I mainly like the weekly chart on it, not the daily chart. You can see that we had. Let me fix my Epic Pen. There we go. There we go. So we had a tiny consolidation around here, some sort of a head and shoulder setup. Previous weekly candlestick closed red, so I anticipated some sell-off during this week. The hourly chart on it looked also decent. Overall, we were sitting in an ugly consolidation area. But there is one thing that I love about consolidations, especially around the edges. If we get 3 to 4 candlesticks at the edge, at the high or at the low, it doesn't really matter. You can anticipate a break. And we had 4 candlestick consolidation on AMD on the hourly chart closer to the bottom. So that attracted me to it. I was waiting for some confirmation before I ended up playing it. And you know my best type of confirmations? It's fake breakouts. We had this consolidation during the pre-market on the 5-minute chart. We had a beautiful fake breakout above this consolidation. And after the breakout, the moment it came back down, I shorted it with the momentum. I added to my position and I just decided to exit all out around the 3R target. The main reason is the SPY. I didn't like that AMD was following the SPY, and you could see that here. Let me just open the SPY around here. There we go. That should look better. That is. So you can see that AMD and the SPY, they looked similar to each other. Big red candlestick, big red candlestick. SPY looked stronger, but AMD managed to close as a doji, and that around here told me that AMD is weaker than the SPY, which is why I ended up putting onto it. So every red candlestick on the SPY resulted in a big red candlestick on AMD. Every bullish candlestick on the SPY resulted on a small indecision candlestick on AMD. So the main reason is that I was a bit scared that if the SPY finds a bottom, AMD could sell off, but I knew that it could give me some momentum. Anyway, hit the 3 Rs, locked it in, and that was it on AMD. Then I was looking for another trade, and I like 2 stocks at the same time. I like Tesla. Let's go like this. And I liked NVDA. Tesla was interesting, and I probably should have traded this thing because it was sitting around a good level. There it is. Sold off all the way down to this level. Gave us a higher low on the 1-minute chart after a reversal candlestick on the 5-minute chart. That was a decent reversal play. What I did not like about Tesla is the fact that it was sitting up here. So it already did a big move from the low of the day, and there wasn't much room into view up, which could have been the first profit target. That's why I decided to stick to NVDA. Same thing, big sell-off, reversal candlestick on the 5, mini double bottom on the 1-minute chart, played it to the long side, and this one at least had some room all the way to view up. So selection-wise, Tesla was better, and criteria-wise, NVIDIA was better, but lesson learned, focus on selection first, right? But I think this still was a good trade. I mean, Overall, maybe there was no level on the hourly chart, but it was sitting around a buy zone on the daily chart. It was a tough choice, choosing between NVDA and Tesla. I made my choice, lost on it, but it's okay. I mean, 3 hours up on AMD, -1 on NVIDIA, 2 hours for the day, and I'm calling it a day around here. This is my whole. If I get a winner, I'm allowed to take one more trade. If that trade is a winner, I'm allowed to trade for longer. If it is a loser, I just call it a day. And since I had a loser, I am calling it a day around here. What did you guys trade today? By the way, guys, during the weekend, we hit the 100 reviews for the week, for the book. So we're sitting at 102. Thank you, everyone who put a review. My goal was 100. We reached more than that. So more than happy with that result. So you guys are amazing. Now let me fix the YouTube channel. Frank traded PLTR. Coach Ovis traded the Qs. And the Max Swampy traded AMD short. Yeah, we had good opportunities at the open, but it's getting trickier midday. Google ended up being really bullish today. I love this one, actually. That wasn't bad. I doubt I would have ended up trading it. Looks like a runner. Michelangelo traded CRCL, and MSTR. I like MSTR. MSTR and Coin, by the way, were also on my list. I did not like the fact that the range was too large. Sorry about that. On Coin. So it had a B daily, a B60, a C5 in the chart. It was a little bit difficult, but it seems like MSTR did really well. Can AMD go lower today? I don't know. Let's take a look at AMD's average true range. The average true range on AMD on the daily chart is around $25. And we sold off from 473 to almost 450. We're past 90% of the average true range. Can it go lower? It is within its ATR, but I would not bet on it. I think the move is already done on it. Reese played INTC. Good shot, by the way. I love it. You made 4 hours in this state. That was a risky stop loss. I usually go a little bit wider, especially if the stop loss is below the open, especially after a big run. But still, it did end up going well for you. Congrats, Reese. Yeah, Hood was also interesting. I was watching this thing for a potential long because the daily chart on it was amazing. We did clear the $100 consolidation area, and we have nothing here to pass all the way up to 115. So definitely an interesting one to watch. But I didn't see any good setup on it. It just opened, sold up, now it's squeezing. An example of a good stock where you know where the market is headed, we know it's long, but it doesn't offer a really good long opportunity. I don't know about AVGO either. I mean, if I had to bet, would probably be more short than long. But we've been sitting above this area for months right now. No clean step. I would be watching something else, guys. Well, I guess, yeah, I mean, that was it. It seems like we had some good trading opportunities at the open, and then the market just slowed down. I mean, when you calculate the average true range, are you including the pre-market? If we go for the average true range formula, then not. The average true range is calculated from the previous day close or the high of the day if you are going short, or low of the day or previous day close when you go to the long side, the lowest point. So if we have to calculate the average true range on AVGO, we'll be calculating it from the low of the day. If we have to calculate it to the short side, we'll be calculating it from the previous day close. I do include pre-market, obviously, just to see how extended the stock is, but it doesn't fall into the average true range formula. Mara is interesting, yes, but really ugly. If I was analyzing the price action during the pre-market, I would have bet on a short on Mara. Big move to the upside, 200 moving average, reverse hammer on an increasing volume on Friday. So I probably would have expected a sell-off on it today. Then we take a look at the hourly chart during the pre-market, and it is bullish. So yeah, the hourly would have been long on a daily that is short, two time frames contradicting each other. What can you do? You are either playing it into the direction of the smaller time frame, but not for a full ATR move, or you are going, you are waiting for it to set up for short and then play it short. What's your cat name? Where is my cat? Oh, there is my cat. His name is Cooper. There he is. Probably just meowing into the microphone, right? You are free to go. Roaring Kitty. He is quite active actually, which is annoying at night. How much is what? Are you asking me about his price? Do you want to buy my cat? Alita? Oh, yeah, it's a Bengal cat. They are really active. They are known to be aggressive, but he's not aggressive because, I mean, this breed, it depends on how they tame it, like literally the first few weeks after it's born. And if you play with them, hug them, they end up being cute and nice. If you just leave them, they end up being a little bit aggressive and active, but it's a nice breed. And they're really smart. And so let's see if we can find something interesting, guys. He scratches on red days. Luckily, he never scratches, for now at least. What is your target on your trades, guys? When you take a trade, do you have a fixed amount of hours that you want to get squeeze out of the trade? Be here for 2 hours with you, probably. We need to figure out a few topics to discuss because the market seems to be slow at the moment. Khalid, what's your target? I usually try to hit 3 to 4. Around the 3, I lock in some profit, especially if I'm not confident about the trade. Sometimes I will exit all out if it stalls, but ideally 4 to 5 is what I'm aiming for. I'm one of the traders who hits their P&L. And don't forget about the technicals, obviously. I do look for levels, I account for the ATR, and make sure that there is some room to my target. But I'm opening positions that have room up to the 4 or 5. And once I hit that number, I usually sell all. Sarah's played AMD aiming for 460. 460 looks realistic because it's the retest area. We had a strong level at 460, 50-ish. We broke this level, closing as a hammer on the hourly chart. So probably 460 could be hit before the second leg to the downside. Yes, Khalid, my daily goal is around 1%. I'm risking 0.25% of my account per trade. So when I hit the 4 hours, that's 1% of my account. Today I made 0.75% on AMD, and I lost 0.25 on NVDA, which is up 0.5% for the day, which is still not bad, to be honest. Not exactly 1%. Still, I don't have a monthly daily target. Oh, sorry, I don't have a daily target. I have a monthly target. My monthly target is around 10 to 15. Rarely I do stretch it up to 21 on an amazing month, but this is what I try to get per month, 10 to 15%. You cannot control your outcome for the day because the market is so unpredictable. It could just end up doing nothing. You could spot a few good setups, but none of them move to your direction. And instead of focusing on daily targets or daily goals, focus on monthly targets. Even weekly targets are not good. When I work with my mentees, I tell them that you want to have 4 to 5 hours per week. And some of the weeks you want to stretch it up to 8 hours. Why? So that these weeks where you have an 8 hour will be compensating for the other weeks where you end up having a break even or a smaller red week. Because you cannot always have green weeks one after another. There will be the 4 to 5 hour weeks, there will be the 8 hour weeks, and there are going to be the break even or maybe -1 or smaller red weeks. And these ones are going to compensate for it. If you get an average of 4 to 5, for example, per week, it would be destroying your monthly average because of these break-even weeks. So you need to make sure that on some of the weeks you can stretch it out. And how can you stretch it out? By continuing to trade after you hit a certain amount of hours. This is why I have this rule. If I hit my 4 hour per trade, I'll be looking for another opportunity. If it's also a winner, that's another 4 hour, and that's an 8 hour day. At some points, I could start with a 4 hour, and then I end up losing one. At this stage, I'm up 3 hours. A lot of traders, they're hesitated taking a second trade after the first one. So they'd be having a winner and calling it a day. I'm done. I had a good day. I don't want to ruin it. That's the mentality or the mindset that prevents you from having days that are bigger than your average and weeks that are above your goals. Why would you take a day off today only to come back tomorrow and look for another setup that you can see there today? Obviously, you do not want to overtrade. You don't want to give all the profits back. So if you start with a good profit for the day, and then you give some of it back, you don't want to revenge trade only to get back to that point, because you could have a loss after a loss after a loss, and then suddenly your big green day ends up as a big red day or a max loss day. That's why I give it one extra opportunity. And in the beginning, this one extra opportunity would be a loser most of the time. After some time, you're going to learn that you need to wait for a perfect opportunity, not just a trading opportunity. Because after this winner, if you end up with a loss, you're done for the day. So you'll be so selective about your very next trade after this winner. What would your monthly drawdown or weekly drawdown levels be? Pavan, my worst trading weeks are around -1 or -2 hours. I haven't had them in a while, and the main reason around here is that my winners are big. I get 3 to 6 hours per winning trade. And the way I manage my trades is like this: if my first trade is a loser, I'll take another trade. If the next trade is a loser, I'll take a trade, but the third trade will be half size. So that if it's also a loss, my worst case red day is down 2.5 hours. And I'm also careful about my risk management. Not all of my losers are full hours. There are trades where I lose half an hour. There are trades that are break even. There are trades where I lose 1 hour. And I don't always have 3 trading opportunities for the day. Most of the time, it's 1 or 2 trades for the day. So on average, my red day is going to be around 1 or 1.5. And my green day is going to be around 4 hours. And one green day compensates for 3 red days. And then we're left with one more day for the week. And if that trade is green, I'm in the green for the week. If it's red, it's just a -1 hour day. So one single 4 hour day for the week keeps my week around break even or maximum -1 hour. And every single week there is at least one day where I do not trade. That's why I don't have big drawdowns. I know some traders don't feel comfortable going for big R's. They prefer higher percentage win rate with smaller risk to reward ratio, but it helps me more psychologically to know that all I need is one single winning trade that's going to compensate for 1 or 2 red days in a row. Harvey, you could go for quarterly targets if that helps you. I mean, what time frame do you enter and exit? I use the 1 minute chart for an entry, but the exits are around levels or average through range or fixed dollar amount, which is basically ours. This is my exit. I don't manage my trade based on the 1 minute chart. The 1 minute chart is only for an entry. But what you meant with the second leg down for AMD, do you think to do lower? Let's take a look at AMD. No, I meant that AMD will probably do a second leg to the downside around this zone. So it is probably hitting the 416, but after it reaches the 460, I expect a second leg to the downside. I mean, we recommend the same for trading options as well. I find it difficult to manage Rs when it's in options contract. Yeah, I recommend the exact same thing. But the good thing about trading stocks is that you can have equalized risk hotkeys that automatically calculate the difference between your entry and your stop loss and get you the exact amount of shares that you want, that you must have for your dollar risk per trade. But with options, you have to do the calculation manually. If you're an options trader, you probably figured out system, or you are going to figure out system, because you know how much you are risking per contract. So yeah, headed to 460 or at least closer. If I were long Sarah on AMD, I'd be locking in profits closer to 460. I would not be stretching it straight into the 460 because we already had 3 candlesticks in a row. It could start topping anywhere around here before the sell-off. But still, 460 is really realistic on it. Let's take a look at the spice when saying that the SPY is moving. This doesn't look like a news move. These two candlesticks seem like we had algos triggering or opening few positions. That's 3 times to 4 times more than the average volume per 1 minute candlestick. I'm not sure if there were any news on it. Basics is really interesting. I mean, I'm surprised that this stock is holding above 100 for this long. Been over 2 months since the IPO got released, and we are not that down on it. The 150 is probably realistic on it. The weekly chart on this thing is amazing. The daily chart on it is amazing. We have a nice blue flag. Andrew, we see some stars. What happened? Are you mad at something? Alex saying, Alex, you want SpaceX under 100? Why is that? I wanted it under 100 when it was sitting here, just to open a small swing trading position. But you're right, it's not going to be there anytime soon. Probably not. Well, Alex, that's what Elon Musk says. SpaceX is the future. It's not surprising to have a CEO of a company giving compliments to their own company. No, I don't like it for a long round here. I like it. I would love it for a long tomorrow. We had a nice move to the upside, pulled back also into the 20, been holding around it for 2 to 3 days. All of these are green, and if it manages to close green today, I think tomorrow we'll have a nice bullish day. I'll keep an eye on it for tomorrow for sure. At this stage, it's overstretched. If you manage to play it closer to the pre-market low, maybe around the breakout area, that would have been good. Now it's already sitting around the target area. And the average true range, don't forget about it. When SpaceX is somewhere around $6, we are sitting somewhere around it. At least I'm not sure. I think the journaling software on Trading Terminal right now is only for the funded account. I might be wrong. Anyone using the Trading Terminal journaling software, guys? Well, you can, right? I didn't know that. Thank you for letting me know, guys. Let's take a look at Tesla as well. Yeah, Tesla literally rejected the level to the T. I love this level. So if we zoom out the 60-minute chart, you can see that there was a resistance around here. We sold off right into it. It's also the 50 moving average. It's also a parabolic reversal. So this was actually good reversal. I don't know what forced me jumping into NVDA instead of Tesla, but it is what it is. Can't always guess the stock that's going to make the move. Alex, yeah, you can do a lot with Claude, I agree. And it's not that difficult. Oh, look at these guys. So Max sent this screenshot. You can upload it from Dash Trader or BBT funded account or ECT funded account. So not IBKR, Dash Trader Pro. So if you're using Dash Trader, you can upload it. Alex, I had to upgrade my subscription to 200 on Claude because $20 you'll run out of credits like some snacks. And I'm playing around a lot with Claude. It's just amazing how much you can do with at least some trading knowledge and knowing what exactly you are looking for. Wait for it, guys. I mean, 6 months to a year will get you the best backtesting software. You'll be able to backtest any strategy, any indicator, any time frame. I've been looking for a good backtesting software for so long. There were Quant Connect, which is one of the best, a lot of other ones, and there is not even one good software for backtesting. We'll end up building a universal one, and you'll be able to backtest without any practicing the real-time market. Maybe even automate your trading style. Yes, but not even TSLA is good. HSA, I'm building my own tool for the backtesting and also for the live trading. I already have it ready for the for multiple time frame analysis trading with my own risk management system, adding, etc. Right now, I'm building it for the reversal strategy. You can literally choose how many consecutive candlesticks you need, the relationship to the EMA, add more time frames or whatever there is. Choose your own RSI indicator for the extension, 1 minute chart, ATR bands, etc. And it visualizes it all. It's already netting 2 to 2.5% of your account per month with live trading. That's not enough. But even 2.5 is good. It's beating the SPY. Take a look at the SPY. Yeah, I mean, these two candlesticks look like algos did trigger some positions, so maybe there are some news, but I didn't see anything. Could you guys spot any news? Let's see. INTC. INTC looks also interesting. It seems like the whole market is going up right now. We have INTC going up, we have NVDA going up, and it's probably because the market found its way to the long side. One thing about the market, we are still sitting below the high of the day. We are breaking the intraday consolidation area, which is around $764 area. But we still have a strong level ahead of us. I think that if the SPY manages to clear the $764 area or $65 area, then previous day close is not going to be so far. NVIDIA is weaker than the market though. You can see how much it did sell off today. It is trying to follow the market to the upside, but it's heavier. If you're looking for long plays, I would suggest something else. Something that's following the market but is slightly stronger than the market. This way, any small momentum push that you're going to get on the SPY is going to give you almost a double move on the stock that you're watching. Hey man, why did you choose AMD today? I'm trying to understand and also make some dollars. Yeah, look, I was watching AMD initially for a long play. This pattern around here on the daily chart, analyzing it yesterday on Sunday, made me put it on my long list because statistically, every time we reach the low, we go to the upside. Every time we reach the low, we go to the upside. Every time we reach the low, we go to the upside. Every time we reach the low, we go to the upside. So today I expected the same thing. We're around the low, so we could go to the upside. Then I'm going to the 60-minute chart, and the 60-minute chart gave me a bearish setup. We're sitting in a range, and at the edge of the range, we are flagging it. And I mentioned this rule, by the way, in my book as well. If you read my complete guide to multiple time frame analysis and reading price action book, there is one rule that I utilize in wide ranges. At the edge of the range, if there is a consolidation, even if we are sitting around the level of support, you can expect the break of the range. Now you have two ideas. Daily chart is long, 60-minute chart is short. What does this tell me? It's telling me that I either need not trade it, wait for the 60-minute chart to set up for a long. For example, you wait for it to give you this hourly hammer. This way you'll have the hourly chart supporting the daily chart, and then you can play it to the long side. The next thing that you can do is you can play it to the short side based on this setup that we have around here. But if you do that, you know that you are going against the daily chart, you are going against the dominant trend, and the move to the downside should be quick. This is one of the main reasons why I was not holding on to it for a big move all the way to the low. I knew that I'm playing only one 60-minute candlestick, and because I'm playing one 60-minute candlestick, it needs to be one quick momentum play around here. That is the main reason I was watching it for a short, and that is why I did not hold on to it for a trend, and I managed it the way I managed it. All right, let's take a look at a few other things, guys. BE Bloom. Did you see the news that what's her name? Come on, how could I forget her name? How did it slip out of my mind? Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, she just disclosed that she is buying 15,000 shares of Bloom Energy, and she's buying 10,000 shares of Intel. I think that was around 10 a.m. Yeah, sorry, 11 10 a.m. Eastern or 10 a.m. Eastern. Yeah, that was somewhere around here. This is where this was announced, and since then we got this same thing on INTC. The news came in somewhere around here. It's interesting how the news come in and then you get full reversal. All you needed to know is that Nancy Pelosi is buying some shares. Look at BE. Yeah, I can check the chart. BE is it price channel. You don't want to play this channel. I can see what you are seeing, Sammy. You see this resistance, 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 and we can see that BE is reaching this resistance. So we are probably looking for a reversal from 210 for the rejection, for the high of the channel before the reversal. But there is one rule that I have for range plays and reversals, or one of the rules that I have is that you should not look for a rejection after a fake break. If you take a look at the low of BE, we did break it today after the open, and after the breakdown, the normal type of price action is a stock selling off and making lower lows and lower highs. On BE, rather than selling off after the breakdown, it squeezed to the upside. What does that tell us? That tells us that this is a fake breakout, that this is a trap, and a lot of short sellers will be getting squeezed. That is why after fake breakdowns, you do not want to play reversals or range plays, even if you see a setup. This thing could continue going higher. Do you see SNDK going higher? Could be going higher. I don't know. I don't see a good pattern on it. Not on the daily, not on the weekly, not on the 16. So I'm not sure. I would stay away from it. Can't read it clearly. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll need to change my battery pack for my Eka. I'll bring it quickly, literally a minute, and I'll be back.
A battery pack operating off of batteries. That's an unusual way to go. All right, while Eamon's doing that, we'll keep an eye on the market. I'm still watching here, still keeping an eye on things out there, but not seeing anything that I love. So we will continue to. I'm watching AMD. I want to see if AMD is going to get ready for a reversal. It looked like it was a few minutes ago, but I waited, and sure enough, it hit a new high. 463 hit the high, just pulled back $1 off of that. So, oh, that is good. Oh, that's why. I wonder why my camera wasn't showing. There I am. I'm back. Well, my camera's enabled. I think it's enabled. Here it is. So, you guys looking at Celsius Holdings again? You getting?
You need to switch your battery pack here.
Oh, he's back. All right. Meanwhile, I'm getting my first meal of the day here. So, all right.
Enjoy your first meal. You actually made me hungry now. I wasn't thinking about food, but now that you said.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
All right, I'll leave you to it.
Now, enjoy your meal. Now, you see, guys, so Peter jumped in for a couple of seconds, and now I'm hungry. All was good. All right, so let's see. What did I miss, guys? Olivia is asking that range on the 60-minute chart on AMD could have held to as was near a strong daily support. Olivia, I just mentioned it. The daily chart is long. You are right. So my thought process on AMD was long on the daily chart, but the 60-minute chart was short. And I explained this rule in my book, in my course. At the edge of the range, if you see a consolidation or a flag supported by candlestick or a fake break, and in this case it was supported by a fake break, you can expect the break of the range. So now you have a daily chart that is long, a 60-minute chart that is short. What can I do in this case? I can either ignore the short play on the 60-minute chart, wait for the 60-minute chart to align with the daily chart and then play it to the long side, or I can play the 60-minute move but not targeting a full daily ATR, because I know that I'm going against the daily chart. I'm going against the dominant trend. And in this case, if I end up playing it to the short side, it's just going to be 160-minute momentum play. That's why I ended up playing it to the side. Anyone wants to look for a trade right now? Look on Tesla. Let's see. No, not 60-minute ATR, 60-minute candlestick. You don't go for 60-minute ATR because the 60-minute ATR is messed up by pre-market candlesticks and after-hour candlesticks. The ATR on the 60-minute chart is going to look smaller than the actual move that you can get. One of the things that you could do is switch to the 30-minute candlestick and take a look at the opening candlestick. How big is the 30-minute candlestick after the open? Yesterday it was $9. 2 days ago it was around $9 as well. 3 days ago it was around, was that $11? Am I wrong around here? It's not $11. Yep, that's actually 11. Interesting. And then you just go for the average of that size. I mean, it was 11 around there, then it is somewhere around 20 on this day, and the previous day it's probably around 11 as well. Yep. So you can say $10 to $11 is what you can squeeze out of the trade. So if you end up playing it, for example, to the short side at around 468, 458 should be your target. You could stretch it out a little bit. You could exit slightly before that because it's an average size. For me, I had to the 3. So I had 2 things in mind. I'm either getting my 3 or I'm exiting around break even. Peter, Amen, can we short INTC now? Let's take a look at INTC. Getting back to the rules of reversals. Avoid playing reversals on stocks that have already reversed. So this one was selling off and it has already reversed. A lot of times you don't get big pullbacks on these ones. It's either consolidation or flag before the continuation. So yes, there is a chance of it pulling back. There is a chance of it reversing, but talking about probabilities, those ones rarely reverse. They're more likely going to set up for the next leg or second leg to the long side. Ben Coles is saying that Mark Carney, the Prime Minister of Canada, recently announced a new strategic partnership with China. And now he's bloody declared that he's at war with the USA. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, the United States declares 50% tariffs. It's 50% tariffs, right, on Canada. So they need to find a way around it. They need to find partners who are not going to be aggressive against their economy. But I think there is a huge trade between the US and Canada. I mean, it's difficult to just simply compensate for all the trade, the buys and the sells between Canada and the US moving into the Chinese market. Plus, there is the distance. Yes, Olivia. If AMD manages to close as a hammer on the daily chart today, we could watch for a long play tomorrow. Would definitely be an interesting one. Ninja Target. I don't know about Target, to be honest. Looks bullish to me, but it's not stock that I usually day trade. Anybody here trades Target or day trades it? I found that it's difficult to trade. It's usually sideways. Sideways. It gets that quick momentum at the open and then it just does nothing. Today was clean. It gave us that nice, beautiful breakout with the continuation, but most of the time it just does nothing. What do you guys think? I can see that I used to trade it, and these are my past trades. I think last year target was a loss. There it is. Let's take a look at another target trade. There it is around here, which was not that good. And another target trade. I mean, that one actually was a good one. You see, same thing. Nothing around here. Nothing around here. This is target. I mean, I'm just looking at my history from my journal on target. And I can see that it's not the best stock to day trade. Encalls is slowly turning into his own version of Benzinga news. We might just cancel it and hire Ben. Jahan, INTC is not on my swing trade. I will not. The only reason for me to jump into INTC for a swing is if it goes back down to $40. Exactly, guys. Just support Ben with a like. Help him grow his business. Ben, we'll give you access to the news channel on Discord. You can also copy paste it there. Valid, that would be good. No, I don't think NVDA is going back below 90. NVIDIA is going to stay up there. NVIDIA was sitting around its 200s when INTC was sitting around its 40s, so all good. All right, guys, on YouTube, we are coming to the end of the hour. I'll be there in the chat room with the BBT members. If you're not a BBT member, check out our community. You can get a 1-week trial, I think for $39. That's where Andrew trades every day with Brian. Every hour you can get familiar with one of the moderators' trading styles. And I'm sure you are going to enjoy it. A lot of webinars, a lot of lessons. For now, guys, have a great rest of the day, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. See you guys.